Be My Baby is my favorite song.
Three.
David Bowie.
I'm about to bust.
Dustin.
That's a little random. I feel like I'm interrupting office hours.
Office hours is great fun.
I like having fun. I like to laugh. I like to meet people who can make me laugh. I like having fun. Yes, I like to laugh. I like having fun to meet people who
Yes.
Well, hello, welcome to Office Hours Live. This is me, Bobcat Goldthwait, and when our top dog Tim is away, the cats will play. I didn't write that joke. I'm gonna be here with my best friend since I was 6 years old, Tom Kenny. But first, let's say hi to good morning to DJ Douggpound.
Good morning.
And let's see what's up with Vic Berger.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. So, my first guest, I'm really nervous and awkward. That's so weird. But my first guest I met at St. Matthew's in East Syracuse, New York.
Elementary school.
I was 6, he was 6, first grade, and I had made my teacher, a nun, was crying, and I was this little fat kid, and I was dragged into Tom Kenny's class. And the nun was like, I can't take him anymore. And I was left in your class. And then you introduced yourself to me during lunch.
Yeah, that's kind of my origin story. I was bitten by a radioactive bobcat and gained comedy powers. Can I get a banana?
Did you have? I have a question. Did you have a nun in that other class?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. He had it was a Catholic school, so there was nuns all around.
So you went from nun to nun.
We went from nun to nun.
From zero to none.
Was the second nun more accommodating to Bobcat?
I think she had a little more pity. There was only 2 of them, so there wasn't a third nun for her to fob Bobcat off on.
Yeah.
You know, there was no downward trickle. But you know, it's weird. Like nuns. There's no nuns anymore.
No,
there's none nuns.
None nuns.
So when I would bring my kids back to Syracuse and I would talk to them about our upbringing, they would go, you know, where are the nuns? And I'm like, they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but they used to roam the countryside free. You know, it's like buffalo, like bison.
Yeah.
And then they all got shot out of the trains. You know, as settlers, guys going buying trains. But no, they're not anymore. So when I went back and did our high school graduation speech a couple of years ago at our old high school, I was like, where's the convent? This used to be the convent. And she said, now it's a band room. So, nuns. I don't know what they've done with all the nuns, but they're like unicorns. If you see a nun,
nuns
it's like a unicorn.
Well, they don't breed. That's the
they don't
problem.
reproduce.
That's true.
They do not. But remember, all the nuns that we had were from Hawaii, and it was like their punishment. They had to live in central New York or something. But I remember you used to say that because You used to say our nuns went to the convent on wrestling scholarships because they're all kind of obese.
Well, I wouldn't say obese, but they were like all bruisers, you know, like
yeah.
they were all strapping,
Yeah.
like these big island women. And
One day in 8th grade, Tom and I would pass in the hall like prisoners. And so we're passing in the hall, and he goes, "Ask Sister Verna if she saw a virgin get sacrificed in a volcano." I go, "Okay, that sounds smart." So I did. And I don't know.
You asked?
Yeah, and she flipped out, and she grabbed me by the neck, and then went into Tom's class and grabbed him, and then beat us together like erasers.
Oh my God.
In the hallway.
dust flying off us like Pigpen and Peanuts, you know.
But we were laughing. I remember, like, as we
Well, you know
said.
what's funny was because they were all from Hawaii, so we would start these rumors, and I would have kids ask them questions like, ask if they ever saw a virgin sacrifice in a volcano when they lived
Right.
in Hawaii, because I hear that happens there. And they would go, no, that never, what? Who is starting these rumors? And then Bob's class would come into her class, and Bob would ask it, and she'd go, wow, who is doing this? Boo! You know.
I truly didn't know what a virgin was at that time. I was just like, I'd be like, did you see in the line?
Line.
Did you see a virgin get tossed in a volcano? Did you see a virgin get tossed in a volcano?
Did you see olive oil get turned into,
So the most trouble we not ever got into, but I remember the thing that I thought was so mild that they went nuts for was when we were in high school and we put up those nun wrestling posters. It was
Yeah.
Sisters of St. Francis against Sisters of St. Joseph's, no holds barred.
Yeah, we made like these fake-looking, or fake but real-looking wrestling posters.
Yeah, cage
publicizing
matches.
like a wrestling match because we were all into wrestling and stuff like that. And yeah, nun wrestling today in the gym, you know. And yeah.
For some reason, maybe they were wrestling in the band room.
Now, Bob, you were saying that the Hawaiian nuns got sent to East Syracuse, New York,
Yeah,
Central
for
New York,
punishment.
for punishment. But actually, if you've been assigned to the leper colony on Molokai,
That's true.
East Syracuse seems like a vacation.
Sure.
Even if it's winter 10 months of the year.
Sure.
It's a vacation.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people would lose their legs and arms from frostbite, but it wasn't from leprosy.
Exactly. A little different. Shakes it up a little
They'd
bit.
have a couple Jenny Cream ales and fall asleep in a pile of snow. All right, so I haven't seen Tom's. Have I seen you since I got married?
No, but you're also clean shaven now. I haven't
I
seen
know,
a
look
clean
at
shaven
this.
Bobcat in a little while.
I know. This is like when you see me like this, it usually means I'm going to court. This screams not guilty, Your Honor. So
Respectable citizen. My client is trying to turn his life around. He's trying.
I had a court appearance during the pandemic, and I said to the attorney, I go, "How'd I look?" He goes, "You look like you're on the Duck Dynasty." Because I would have thrown. He's like, I would have thrown the book at you. But, so I got married.
I know.
2 months ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know. If I wasn't wired to a bunch of stuff, I'd hug you.
Or
I hugged you on the way in.
Yeah, or get a toaster. But
You didn't get invited to the wedding.
No, I didn't get the invite.
no, the only people that went to the wedding was my daughter and her girlfriend. I was. It's a long story.
I heard there were ducks invited.
Yeah, ducks. Yeah, I have 4 ducks. Sid and Nancy were in the wedding, and they.
So you kind of have a duck dynasty of your own.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do you know Laverne and Shirley? I'm having a lot of problems with them. They're like in heat. And I brought, swear to God, out here in Glendale, I brought it to the veterinarian. She goes, "You have this is a toxic lesbian relationship because they keep pulling each other's feathers
Wait,
out."
let me ask you this: is one of them male?
Only Sid. There's Sid and Nancy. Yeah.
Because I heard that ducks don't exactly have consensual
Now,
sex.
But that's
right.
yeah, exactly.
really?
So
Are
that's
they like raping each other? Or
Hold
what?
them down.
But I have a question. If one of them's male, would it be a lesbian relationship?
no.
Or are
it's
those a different breed or
Sid
something?
and-
Yeah.
No, there's Sid
Don't
and
think
Nancy.
so.
Laverne and Shirley are the ones that are being very aggressive. I have to separate them, but then they love each other. When I put them in different pens, they crush their faces up against the other pen. Like,
Oh man.
if it was like
Wow.
if it was a
Toxic
movie, they'd be
relationship.
like showing their breasts and they're pressed against the glass. They cannot not be
It's
together.
like orange is the new duck.
Yeah, the orange duck.
Can you neuter
I'll
ducks?
have the orange duck.
Can you do that? that? Like, can you neuter them and get them
no,
to
you
chill
can't.
out?
I looked into that.
Oh.
But
You
there's
can, but the SPCA gets really bummed out.
The duck doesn't like it.
Yeah, Peanut doesn't like
You
it.
can pretty much neuter anything. I could do you, Vic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just.
Bring in the steak knife.
But so the thing is that the ducks, I got Sid, and I was afraid that he would be too randy with
The lesbian.
Nancy all the time.
Oh.
So I got Laverne and Shirley. But the thing is, Sid doesn't know how it works. Like, swear to God, like I always walk in, he'll be standing sideways on Nancy, and she's like, "Can you get him off me?"
Kind of like you when you didn't know what virgin meant.
Does
Yeah.
are they the same like breed?
Yeah. If you want to,
Like what kind of ducks are they?
Well, Sid and Nancy are silver appleyards, and they're from Wales, and they look a lot like they're from the mallard family. And Laverne and Shirley are Welsh harlequins, and they're also from Wales. And they don't fly. And I also bought. Oh, by the way, I bought.
Bob, wait a minute.
I have
when
a
you
whole-
say they're from Wales, you don't mean that a duck and a whale, like a great white, a blue whale, mated.
Yeah, no.
Those would be some really
they're
big ducks.
huge.
Those would be
huge
huge.
ducks. So I brought.
We get eggs and baleen.
I brought over a half a dozen eggs in here for you guys.
Oh my gosh, you brought duck eggs.
Oh yeah. I don't know why I
Wow.
keep bringing out different ones.
we
Jeez,
eat
this
one
one's
now?
so
Should-
much different
It's
than
like
the other
show and
one.
tell. What did you bring for science class, Mr. Goldthwait?
So I have So,
How long are we supposed to sit on them? Till
I-
they have
Horton here's a who or whatever. Horton hatches the egg.
I sat on them like they were a big surprise, like you guys are gonna go nuts. I was like, I'll sneak in some duck eggs and then they'll go ape shit.
Now, I don't know if your mother was like this. You know, we grew up when our parents knew each other. You know, East Syracuse is a small place. But my mom was crazy for duck eggs. Like, that was a big treat. Was your
yeah.
mom like that? Like,
Well, yeah.
like eggs were good, but if you could bring home duck eggs from
Yeah.
the regional farmers market,
Yeah.
that was like a score. Ooh, duck eggs.
Yeah. That was like, and look, people Jones, when I was back in Illinois, people would show up, like Kazurinsky would be like, hey man, hey, good to see you. You got any eggs? Like they were.
how are they? Are they tastier?
They're
or-
very tasty. I'm a vegan. You don't get this body putting shit into it. But we have.
Me too. So I
yeah.
don't know if I'll be.
Yeah. So,
But you don't eat your own duck's eggs?
no. Plus that would be weird.
So Kazurinsky tries it. He's only into you for the duck eggs.
He's like, hey, dude, hey, nice to see you and
Nice to see you.
everything. How's the laying? Is anybody in heat besides me for eggs?
It's like that one friend you have that is always after you go to the dentist. Hey, did you take all the painkillers? That, You got any left over?
Got any goose eggs? So I got married. I reunited with my gal.
Because it's understood.
Yeah, with Pollyanna
Peaches and
McIntosh. We had lived together 10 years ago. Both had different relationships, and now we were single again. Actually, and then we got married. I mean, she had wanted kids years ago, and I would have been too old. You know what I mean? It's like graduation. There's my dad and the rascal. So
Round, get around, I get around.
Can't you just go straight to grandpa?
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to be that because my daughter, she, was raised here, and it would be like.
Oh look, there's a little something on the screen.
I would be in. I would be
in the
in.
middle?
Oh yeah, that's Pollyanna and I.
Oh wow, she
Who's
looks
on the
like a
right?
mouse. She looks like a mouse. Oh, that's Pollyanna next to the mouse. I'm like, wow, Bob's into furries. Bob has a furry fixation.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence.
You know.
I'm not judging.
I know. But Tommy, I don't high five, right? I've never high fived.
Yes,
stopped
I did
to
know
the
that.
point where it drives people get upset that I don't
Like the
high-five.
Howard Mandel.
So
kind
you
of
leave them
thing?
hanging
No,
or
no,
what?
no.
Oh.
Like that, I'll do the knuckles and a pinch, but no, it's not that. It's just that it's so broy. I stopped high fiving
Yeah,
years ago.
Will you do a little tug?
Yeah, I'll do.
Just a little bit?
Well, I would rub one out for Mickey, but I wouldn't touch. So Mickey Mouse was really upset that I wouldn't high five him, and he kept looping the table. And Pollyanna goes, he can't. So I knuckle bumped. But when we got married, Pollyanna was, they go, you may now kiss the bride. And I high-fived her. I raised the hand up. And she thought I was about to slap her. She goes, that's not a funny joke at all.
That's a more intimate thing for you.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
you
And
don't-
I opened her hand up, and you see her face. She's like, oh, my God. Yeah, so I gave her a high five. And then my daughter, who's 37 and Pollyanna's 45, my daughter threw her arms around her and went, "Mommy!" But it was very sweet. I've never been happier. I love her to
Oh,
pieces.
that's nice. Congratulations. Is this your first public announcement of this?
Probably, certainly on a larger form. I mean, I talk about it in my act.
Wow.
But
So now
that's-
47 more people know that you're married.
Well, and Tim, because he's
That's
been
Tim.
listening.
Oh,
to
yeah.
us.
When's Tim coming in, by the way? I can't wait
no,
to see him.
I'm just.
Is he here today?
That's the thing, Tommy.
You're saving him
yeah,
for a surprise. I
Yeah.
love it because
It's gonna be like-
I've been wanting to get interviewed by
it'll be-
Tim.
it's
I
gonna
love
be-
you.
Oh well, okay.
Is Tim coming in?
I
Where's
don't
Tim?
think he's gonna make it today. Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll just be
fine.
you guys if that's all right.
that's fine. That's fine.
No, it'll be good.
We'll be two.
It'll be good.
It's fine.
When are we going
Well,
on?
now I sound like that Mickey Mouse who was mad you wouldn't high five.
Hey, why won't you high five me?
This guy's antisocial. High five me, you jerk.
And he could only he could only high four me anyway. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So altogether it would have been 9.
Goofy's like, back off, man. He doesn't want to do it. Don't pressure him. Large.
So, we drove the ducks from Illinois to L.A. because ironically you can't fly with ducks.
Wow.
And we would stay in really nice hotels. By the way, hey,
Can't the ducks fly themselves?
no,
They're birds.
No, mine are flightless.
Oh, yeah. So
Are they bred to be flightless? Or you
Yeah, I
clipping
think so. But like Sid can fly like about 6 inches off the ground. He's like the spruce goose.
nice. He's like the Wright
Hughes is
brothers.
Give him a
playing.
little taste of freedom.
First duck.
It's a spruce goose. I go, oh, you're a good flyer. So we were in. Oh, by the way, Virgin, that hotel in Vegas, they can fuck right off. They kicked me out when
Duck
the
right
ducks-
off.
They-
Wait, a virgin? Did you know what that was?
I didn't know. I thought this is a.
What
this
kind
is
of hotel am I staying in? I don't understand.
This is really wholesome. So that's what made me laugh. The guy.
I can't even buy their records.
The duck, the guy, they stop us and they go, we have never allowed ducks in the hotel. Like, you have a standing duck policy? And it's like, and they're in cages. It's like, I could have brought like 4 sex workers in cages up to my room. They wouldn't have bat an eye. But 4 ducks, ooh, we're virgin. We're
Now
real
you're
rock
getting
and
weird.
roll.
Now you're getting weird.
Ooh, rock and roll, you pussies. All right, so.
There's Dickie Branson giving us the okay.
Are they loud? Are
balloonist.
they honking all night?
Well,
or-
like I would put them in the cages, and then the you know that brass thing at the hotel.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
The roller?
I'd put the
Yeah.
cages 2 to each cage, and then I'd put towels over it, and I'd walk through the lobby with it, and I'd be like, and they'd be like, wah, 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 and I'd be like, and I'd get them up to the room, and at one point, you know, I'd throw them in the bathtub. And then taking them out of the bathtub, and Pollyanna's, this is a really nice 4-star hotel, and she's cleaning duck shit off the carpet. And I'm putting the ducks back into the cage, and I go, this cage only has 1 door, and this cage has 2 doors. Isn't that weird? And Pollyanna looks up at me, she goes, yeah, that's what's weird.
That's the weird part.
Wow. So as she's cleaning up the duck poo, she's like, having children actually would have been easier than this. And less painful.
I've always thought she was beautiful. She never looked more beautiful with a big smile cleaning up duck poo and not going,
Yes.
This guy is an idiot. So, yeah, so the ducks made it. Oh, by the way, we had a spontaneous honeymoon in, we went to Disney World. That's why we're Mickey. I wouldn't high for him. And Pollyanna's on a lot of shows, but she's on The Walking Dead. So, so every 10 feet, it was people going, are you Pollyanna McIntyre? And I didn't get recognized for 3.5 days. And so would you take a picture? So I'm holding the camera, taking pictures, right? And then finally, there's a Chinese theater down at Disney World, and my feet are in the concrete. I took my shoes off, and I'm going, hey, isn't this weird? Oh, my feet fit perfectly in these feet.
I can still fit in my old army uniform, Alice.
Alice, what a coinky dink! Isn't that weird?
Did you put
Hello.
Hello. Finally, one guy comes up and goes, "Are you Bobcat Goldthwait?" I'm like, "Leave me alone." I just no. Actually,
Please, I'm trying to be a normal person for once. I'm like living in a fishbowl.
I really didn't think I was this guy. I muttered to myself. I was like, "Oh, about fucking time, Jesus." I really did.
I love people who go, I'm really into the Little Mermaid and The Walking Dead. Those are my two favorite things.
Yeah, right. That was
The zombie mermaid.
But yeah.
Did everyone else put their hands in the concrete, but you went feet?
I was with Robin, and I was going to put my ass in it. And
I thought you were going for a Cynthia Plastercaster thing.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, B, please, B. Please, B, don't put your ass in it." So he was really terrified because we were on the Disney dime. I remember
You don't want that stuff to dry on you.
we were flying there. My
I was
stepson.
a real hard ass.
We were flying there and in the jet and Taylor, my stepson, he's little, and he's like, "How come you don't ever get a jet?" And because we're with Robin and his family, I go, "Because your dad's movies suck. Your dad's movies don't make any money."
Because you ask too many irritating questions. That's why.
It's because you're small.
Because you're dumb. Shut up.
Should we check in on Zoom?
Oh,
See if
yeah.
anybody
Sorry.
wants to talk
So
to you
Zoomers.
guys?
let me refresh for those folks just joining in. I'm comedian Bobcat Goldthwait, writer, director, comic, and I'm joined by my best friend, Tomcat Kenny. Tom Kenny, known him since 6 years. You probably know him, SpongeBob, but also the Ice King. And
Ice King on Adventure Time. I'm the guy with a weird IMDb. There was a program called Mr. Show
Mr.
that I was
Show.
on
I know
for
him
a
from
little
Mr.
bit.
Show.
That's what
Yeah.
I know.
But he has like
Evening at the Improv with Bud
Over-
Friedman. I've been
over-
on that.
a super surprise mystery guest. I was on. You could see me. I'll be on Comics Unleashed with Byron. No, Byron Allen.
Byron Allen.
So Tom has always been a genius with voices. Our whole life, like we would come home from school and he would just recreate the day, but not like, "Hey, this is the way Mr. Daly, our physics teacher." It's just while he was telling stories, he would just embellish them. And you always loved this stuff, but you kind of kept it a secret. You like Mel Blanc was your hero.
I was the shy show off.
Yeah, but you
You
didn't.
know, you have some of that look at me, but you do it to select trusted people. Basically, I was a wussy without the, but you were willing to jump into the volcano, as to call back to earlier. So you would jump into the volcano and really go for it.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, wow, self-confidence, what's that like? I still don't know, but still waiting to find out. But people go, "You must have been the class clown with all your wacky voices." That's what they say to me now.
Yeah.
And I just say,
No.
I was not the class clown. I was the class clown's writer. I was
Yeah.
the class clown.
Yeah.
I would pick, not if Bob needed a writer, but
he's the one
I
that
would
would
pitch
say-
jokes. I would pitch jokes.
That's
what
why,
I mean?
that's why, he said when he said,
I think this fart gag will receive a big laugh in,
That's why when he said,
science class.
asked Sister Vern if she ever saw a virgin thrown in a volcano, I thought I was going to get a laugh. I thought he did the punch. Hey, let's go to one of our Zoomers.
Let's
How's
go to
that?
Zoomers. So,
This is our good friend Marianne in Canada.
Marianne.
Good friend.
hi, Marianne.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Bobcat, okay, so there was an article in the Believer magazine in 2012 called "The Lights Go On and You Reach for Your Hat." Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay, so that
All right,
was
next
the
caller.
article that got me into your work as a director.
Oh, cool.
Because it's all about your films, and I was like, oh my God, these sound fucking amazing,
Oh, thanks.
and they are.
Oh, thanks.
And for months and months, anytime I went to a party, I'd be like, oh my God, have you seen Shakes the Clown? Oh my God, have you seen World's Greatest Dad?
Oh.
And so, yeah, I'm kind of freaking out now. But I have a question about a mutual friend of ours. I understand that you quite enjoyed Tom Yamarone's cover of Jules' "You Were Meant for Me."
Yes,
I'd like to hear about that.
Now I'm getting excited.
Tom Yamarone, and he's a sweet guy. Tom Yamarone is the Bob Dylan of the Bigfoot community. And
Totally.
So he has got a whole catalog of Bigfoot-centric songs. And one day we were around a campfire. We were out squatching. It's about 2:30 in the morning. Tom's played every song he has about Sasquatch, and it's just quiet. And he goes, "You guys want to hear some Jewel?" so here he is in his camo singing Jewel. That was also that day we had seen a mountain lion. So I was sitting next to Ranger Robert Lederman, who had a gun, and I was sitting next to him, and he goes, I'm a writer too. I go, oh really? What do you write? He goes, well, you know Twilight? I go, sure, everyone knows Twilight. He goes, I write tween fiction set in the Bigfoot community. And I go, I swear to God, I go, what's the name of your book? And he goes, my first book is Yeti or Not, which is on Amazon, if you look it up.
Wow. You know what would have been great? If the Jewel song is what brought Bigfoot out of the woods. Like, nobody's ever seen me. He goes, wait, is that Jewel? I love her. That's Sasquatch. Holy crap.
He starts harmonizing.
That's what it took to get him out.
Do I hear a Jewel?
Sasquatch don't stop. Do you know any Fiona Apple?
Are you a believer in the Sasquatch or the cryptoids? Is that what they're called?
Is that me or Cappy?
Yeah, that would be
Me?
for you, Bobcat.
Oh.
And both for anybody.
Well, yeah, where
yeah.
are you at? She's all the way in.
All
You're in
Canadians
Canada.
are. All Canadians believe in Bigfoot.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
their thing.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, totally.
I don't really know.
I let's just say I'm an enthusiast. How's that?
Sure.
I've been to many conventions.
You like the culture.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
Of course. Like all the old 70s conspiracy docs, like In Search of, about Bigfoot.
Oh sure.
Oh, yeah.
That was the starter drug.
Yeah, exactly.
In Search of and what's Hollow? What's the
Sun International Pictures. Those
International.
things that would only play for a weekend.
Yeah,
Chariots of the Gods. Eric Von Daniken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Are
so I was in
UFOs real?
Bigfoot. So I made a scary Bigfoot movie called Willow Creek because I
It's
thought.
really scary.
Oh, thanks. Because I thought I'd
Yeah.
do like a Christopher Guest kind of movie in the Bigfoot world, but then I went and I was like, this is really low this is low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? It's not like I go, I gotta take these Bigfoot believers down a couple notches. They're getting they're getting so uppity.
High on their horse.
Yeah.
So
not hurting anybody.
instead I made a scary movie because I was at a convention once and because most Squatchers believe Bigfoot has a flat head, not a pointy head.
Like Gumby?
Yeah.
like a hirsute Gumby?
Yeah, so no, it's flat. So
Well, Gumby's is flat.
It's kind of a slant, right?
Yeah, his is kind of like a ramp.
Vic knows.
But
Yeah, I know about that.
So this guy had a pointy-headed Sasquatch cut out, and this other guy comes over and goes, "You disgust me." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Look at his head." And he goes, "I've seen Sasquatch 3 times, and you're never gonna see him because you smoke." I don't know, but
Wow.
some folks, the indigenous folks, used to offer up tobacco to Sasquatch, but we digress. And
it was untaxed. Because it was on the res. Yeah.
We had the same. At the same convention, before the keynote speaker, this one guy goes up and he starts talking about UFOs at the Bigfoot convention, and a third of the room went, "Oh."
Oh, the best Bigfoot/alien thing I ever heard. It was on a podcast called Mysterious Universe, and they were talking about this guy's theory that Bigfoot is actually ATVs for aliens. So the aliens ride around in Bigfoot, like
Okay.
I guess like on the $6 Million Man.
Sure.
Wow.
Was it Andre the Giant played the robot Bigfoot? Yeah.
So if you open up their face, there'd be a little tiny alien.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
or like one of those 60s anime things where little kids driving a giant robot around,
Well,
I like it.
There's got to be a better way.
Well, if Sasquatch is out there, please call in.
Wow.
Yep.
I just got to
Yep.
say, if somebody makes an electric vehicle shaped like Bigfoot, I'm buying. I just want to be on the 101 in that thing. Everybody else is in their cars, and I got. Hey!
Don't give Elon any more ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Kath, thank you for the kind words. We're going to move on. We've got a lot of folks here on Zoom. But
Thanks,
thank you
Kath.
so much. Nice to meet you.
Best to Canada.
All right, let's go to another Zoomer.
All right.
Come on and
And then we'll do City of the Day.
Yeah, we'll do one more caller and then City of the Day. This is
We're
this might be
teach you to
this
fly.
one's more for Tom, so we'll kind of
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We have a Zoomer for Tom Kenny.
Yeah, Alejandro.
Wow. So, Bob, Jerry Lewis has France, you have Canada. That's what my takeaway from that lady is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
huge.
Yeah.
I'm
You're huge in Canada.
Give me a check.
But
one,
Canada's
two,
way bigger than
Alejandro.
France. So you're bigger. That
that's
makes you
true.
way bigger than Jerry Lewis.
I am bigger than Jerry.
See what I did there?
So is Zoomer here? What's the next
No,
Zoomer?
she hung up.
Yeah, hi, hello,
Oh, it's a
hi,
dude,
Mr.
of course.
Kenny, hi, Mr.
Hi.
Goldthwait.
Hi. What's your name?
My name's Alejandro. Hi.
Hi,
Nice to
Alejandro.
meet you. I'm a big fan of everybody here.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, hi, Mr. Kenny. I don't know if you might remember this, but you were my substitute teacher back in the 90s in LA a couple of times. Like in the mid to late 90s, I think.
What?
I wanted to know if you could confirm that, or just if you could confirm that I'm totally crazy.
Or deny it?
Or deny it, yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, Alejandro, hello to you and your pet caterpillar. I hope you guys are both doing great. What's his name? He's adorable. I think. Watch out, Bob's ducks will eat him. But well, Alejandro, I hate to rain on your parade or burst your bubble or burst on your parade, but I couldn't be a substitute teacher because I never went to college. Bobcat and I both started doing this crazy stuff we're doing almost right out of high school. So much as I would have loved to have had a fallback plan like teaching, and much as my parents would have loved that, and it would have been smart, there's no way that I taught you. However, that means, where was this, in the LAUSD?
Yeah, it was in LA. And,
So that means that somewhere in Los Angeles, there's an insane person pretending to be me.
That's weird.
And tricking children.
I can't
Tricking
imagine
children.
I can't imagine a teacher looking like you, Tom.
I look like every teacher ever. Yeah, exactly. Middle-aged white guy with glasses. Party of 10,000. Yeah. So.
There was a guy. I did have in that case, I did have some guy whose name was Mr. Kenny.
Wow.
And he told us that he worked at Nickelodeon doing voices, and he did voices for us.
This guy sounds like he should be locked up.
Yeah.
But
maybe, I guess so.
Now I want to find him.
Well, this seems like a situation where it's true and you're denying it, and it's
because I'm a mentally ill people pleaser.
That was his Bruce Wayne
exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet this person.
No, because I'm a mentally ill people pleaser, I actually did think, I'm like, I don't want to let him down on camera, so maybe I'll just tell him, yeah, you were great. You know what I mean? I enjoyed having you.
I like that.
But then I was like, I can't. Why lie? Why lie?
I like that they at least have you as a teacher. Me, it's always like, my uncle said he did blow with you in the, I was like, no, I've been sober for 40 some years. It's always about getting messed up with their dad and uncle. And honestly, I just tell them yes because I know they'd be disappointed. I go tell him hi. That was a crazy night.
Well, our friend Oscar and I had somebody recently that came up and talked about he had done blow on a tour bus with you and a certain rock star, and I'm like, that did not happen. Who
was the rock star?
Kurt Cobain. And you were driving out of a festival, and he was working security.
Oh my God!
And the bus pulled over, and you guys said, "Hey, come on the bus and party with us."
Yeah,
and you did.
Kurt was
and
known for being gregarious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's Mr. Zany.
Bring more people.
And yeah, I'm like, with that guy, I didn't want to get in a public discourse with him about it. But afterwards, I was just like, oh, interesting, and then he left. It was at a Comic-Con. And then, Oscar and I were just like, that did not happen. Even on Earth 5, that didn't freaking happen. So, but Alejandro, I'm sorry, but I hope this guy didn't damage you too badly. You're still in school, obviously. Maybe you're a teacher yourself.
No. I just went back today just for this meeting.
Like 21 Jump Street. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for confirming that I'm totally insane.
Or, no, I think you were taken advantage of by a rapscallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by a mountebank.
He tried to get us to behave by telling us that he would take us to the Nickelodeon studios, like as a field trip.
Wow.
And
This
then, let me
didn't-
guess, you did not behave.
This-
It never happened.
Now it's getting a little darker.
This didn't involve a plain white van with no door handles,
Yeah.
did it? I hope
Yeah.
not.
We didn't quite get that
Please
far.
don't.
I think,
Okay,
yeah.
It's
good.
getting a little darker.
Wow. Wow. Sorry, Alejandro, but I would have, if I had anything to teach you, I totally would, but I barely got out of high school myself.
All right.
This is all I
Tom's-
wanted. Thank you
thank-
for talking to me.
Thanks. Nice to meet you. Yeah, your folks were really. I was in high school. Tom had like genius level SAT scores, and I was like, come on, Pinocchio, don't go to college. Come with me. We're going to be nightclub entertainers.
Come to Pleasure Island, Pinocchio. We'll break stuff.
So, what is the city of the day? Anyone know?
Well, let's first we have the theme song.
First we got to read the ad, the sponsor.
Oh, geez, there's a lot.
Want me to read it?
You can scroll
Yeah, go
down
ahead.
a little there. Oh, you want Tom to read it? We could do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's see.
Give us a sec. I'll put it on his screen.
Oh, I got it. City of the day. Look at that. Tommy, can you read that? Or can you see it?
I can put it on
Wait,
his
are you on the
Yeah,
top
put it
one?
inside.
Are you on the top one?
All I see is City
Wes,
of the
can
Day.
you give this
Oh,
to
there we
Tom?
are. Oh, wow. This is a cold read. This is like a cold reading
Cold read
class.
right
yeah.
here.
Wow.
Just give him the city of the day side. See what he does with
Where's
it.
the City of the Day? Hey,
Yeah.
don't you hate talking to someone with nasty breath? You want them to know they stink, but if you tell them, it might make the conversation awkward and kill the vibe. Well, now there's Hallie, the fresh breath app for fools with halitosis. With one click, an undercover agent will travel to your location and offer you and your friend mints and gum. Don't worry, they'll seem like a friendly passerby. If your sewer mouth friend won't take the bait, you can choose Hallie X, and an agent will discreetly slip you a pair of stylish nose plugs. If you're in a high-stench horseradish restaurant, use Hallie Pool and save money. And don't worry, Hallie covers farts too, with gas filtering underwear, sprays, and pills. Within minutes, you'll be carrying on a conversation with no odorous distractions. No matter what the smell, Hallie's got you covered. So download the Hallie app today and effortlessly carry on conversations with oblivious, stinky dipshits. Hey, enough about noses. Here's a jingle for your ears. How'd I do? Did I get the call back?
You got the job. Congrats.
Do the Trump dance.
Oh, man.
Draw, Hallie.
Trump,
Wow. How'd I do? I get the call back?
yeah, that was great. That was.
That was
Iron.
truly the
I
best
do
one
straight
I think
commercials.
ever
I do.
done.
Yeah, Tommy does do
People don't
straight.
know that, but like occasionally, people
Yeah.
never know that like the SpongeBob guy or the Rick and Morty guy or the Adventure Time guy
Yeah.
is also the guy going 1 pill, 24 hours, zero
Yeah.
heartburn.
Every
You
once
know,
in a while,
right.
I'll catch him. I'll hear, may cause diarrhea. I'm like, that's Tom Kenny. You could tell you slipped into it a little bit when you did the real
Yes.
fast read.
Side effects may include squishy incontinence.
And now we present our the
now-
representative of the city of the day.
Now I watch the show every day. I just forgot that
Yeah.
this is the part where we do.
Now
this
we
at the
have
end of the day.
Stony.
Hello,
who will
hello,
present the
hello,
city of the day.
Bobcat, Tomcat,
Hi.
Vic, Doug. Can you hear me?
Hi, Doug.
this
Great to
guy.
see you. Nice mic technique.
No. My
Stony.
name is Stony Burns.
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
Stony. How are you?
Doing good. The city of the day today is Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
You know, I was wondering, 30 years ago, Tom Kenny, I believe, played a festival in Dallas, Texas.
Was it about teachers?
At
Was
Club
it a teaching
Dada.
festival?
Yes, in Deep
It was
Ellum.
not a teaching festival.
Deep
In
Ellum.
Deep Ellum with a Little Jack melody. And do you remember what the festival was?
I
Mr.
do
Kenny?
remember. And, nice shout out to Bobcat by having Minnie Mouse in your Pez collection there.
Of course.
Stony, are you calling us from the space shuttle?
I know, right?
The International Space
It's like
Station.
5 frames per second.
He's kind of breaking up.
Can you do some zero gravity spinning?
I'm not sure what's wrong with the service.
Stony, yeah, I guess you're right. That was 30 years ago. So there was a record store, used record store, right, called 14 Records. Are you old enough to remember this? And the guy,
yes,
no, you're not. There was a guy that owned it named Big Bucks Burnett. I've fallen out of touch with him, but he was a great guy. Big Bucks Burnett had this record store, and he had 2 obsessions, maybe 2.5 obsessions. The TV show Mr. Ed about the talking horse, Tiny Tim, and my stand-up. So he put on, using the money he had from his record store, he put on a festival called Edstock that had myself.
Well, there's a poster
For
for
Tim
it.
Yeah, there it is.
No, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, look at
There we go.
look at. And I was the MC, and Tiny Tim was there, and some other people, Joe Ely, and it was amazing. Now, the thing I remember most about that, like, it's weird how, connective tissue. We always talk about how weird the universe is. Boring, Tom. Move on. But Tiny Tim, who was, very eccentric, and he was also quite large at that time.
Right.
And he kind of lost his balance and fell down like on one knee. And then we realized he couldn't get up. So one person, went to help him up, and then that wasn't enough, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then it was a Mormon barn raising, except of Tiny Tim. So, so not a Mormon barn raising, Amish barn raising. So sorry, Mormons. So we raised Tiny Tim up, and the weird thing is that many years later, 1999, SpongeBob is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. In the pilot episode of SpongeBob, we prominently featured Tiny Tim's song, "Having a Wonderful Time." So all roads lead to Tiny Tim.
So
That's
he
what I'm
wasn't.
saying.
Tiny Tim wasn't doing a James Brown thing.
Yeah.
Did you put a cape on him?
No, they just needed a.
You didn't put a cape on him. You brought.
I wonder if that was in the book, because there's a Tiny Tim book that,
that
Tim Heidecker did the audio.
Tim did
voice
the
for.
audio. And instead of a cape,
I call
did you
him
put?
Tiny Tim Heidecker.
Did you?
That's my nickname for him.
They put paper towels on him instead
I call
of
him
a cape.
medium-sized Tim.
Medium-sized Tim.
Yeah, regular-sized Tim.
Well, Tom, I was a close friend of Big Bucks Burnett. He was my mentor and best friend for the past 5 years. And he passed away in the fall, but he had great things to say about you.
He did.
Wow.
Now I wonder if I'm being pranked like the teacher guy.
Wait a.
The Mustache Club likes to mess with my mind.
Well, wait a second.
Wow, so I'm so sorry to hear that.
Big
Wow,
Bucks
he was
died?
wonderful. And Big Bucks Burnett, he passed away. That's real.
Yes.
Was Big Bucks large, or was it just
No.
a financial thing?
Well, he was kind of a strapping dude, but he wasn't
Yeah,
like Tiny
he was.
Tim big.
He's Big Bucks Burnett because he has lots of money. Yeah.
Sure.
And,
he got the
you
money
know-
to bring Tom Kenny and Tiny Tim, and that's
And Mr. Ed.
and Mr. Ed, and Joe Eli.
So hey, what? Just so you know, I'm legit Big Bucks. The thing about Big Bucks, he collected 8-track tapes. Right?
He had an 8-track museum.
He had an 8-track museum. And one of the most valuable tapes in his collection was the very rare pressing of the Sex Pistols' Nevermind the Bollocks on 8-track.
Wow.
That's a very valuable 8-track
So here's the
tape.
thing. Like I said, I've known Tommy since we were 6. If you had to put like the top 100 eccentric friends of his, this guy wouldn't even make the list. That's how many. Tom loves crazy.
I hang out with a lot of eccentrics. Yeah.
My ex-wife,
Beautiful eccentrics.
My ex-wife used to say, "You love crazy people, but he outshines me. he smokes me." You know?
Yeah.
was-
Man.
that was
Well,
this- that
they're
was
fun
this-
people. Swamp Dog is a blast. Come on. But
I would love to see your phone.
he's really fun.
Well, thanks, Stoney.
Thank you. Well, Stoney.
Of course.
You brought me a little bit of bad news, but good memories. So,
Yeah. Way to
yin and
bring
yang.
down the
Good
show.
memories.
Thanks.
I'm glad to jog your memory with all that stuff.
Love
Have
you
a good
so
one,
much,
guys.
man. Thank you. That was very kind of you.
Thanks. So
Bye.
Love you too.
Dallas.
Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah, that really brought the show down.
No, I tried to make it
No,
positive.
it was good. And,
Silver
and I
linings.
think if as well as I known Big Bucks, he would have been really touched by the shout out.
I think he would have. I lost touch with Big Bucks.
I know.
But so hey, both my kids are fans of this show. My
Yeah.
son Mac and my daughter Nora. Okay. Earlier today,
Have them zoom in.
my daughter Nora said, "Don't get canceled and tell Bobcat I said hi." So see, there's that.
I love your kids. They're both sweet and really,
you
really,
two are as well.
really, really funny. They're hilarious and they're really good people.
Happy late Father's Day. Now Tim comes on here and just rants about his children. I could do that, but I'm not going to. 'Cause I'm a better person than Tiny Tim Heidecker.
Hey, I want. Don't get canceled. Don't. Cause, you'll have Seinfeld coming to your. He'll come and rescue you. I love that Seinfeld's bitching about getting canceled. Nobody's going. Please stop talking about cereal. It's not funny. The cereal industry is suffering. Jeez, Jerry, I lost the sock in the dryer. It's not funny.
Right. Wow. Exactly.
Well, we
Snap,
could.
Crackle, and Pop are going through a tough time right now.
He made a movie about
Snap and
Pop-Tarts.
Crackle are doing okay, but Pop, no.
I guess he made a Pop-Tart movie because tweens love Pop-Tarts.
We have. I put a game together. Is now a good time to play my game?
I guess. Let's play it.
All right.
Do you guys plug
ready?
stuff at the end?
Do you have something to plug?
This is
Well,
live.
I always have stuff to plug. My phone's blowing up from like my corporate
Plug? Yeah,
masters
go ahead.
and handlers.
Plug.
Oh, yeah.
Plug away.
No, wait
Everyone
till
check
after-
out this
Wait,
show called
wait for-
SpongeBob SquarePants.
We're gonna wait till after the game,
No.
Yeah.
and then we're gonna plug Orama.
I think we
Absolutely.
should plug it right now because
Yeah.
we're going to go
Is
to...
this
it's
prime
on your
time?
mind.
We're
Is
gonna
this
go-
prime time?
It's perfect
perfect
time.
And then we do the game, and then we're.
We got the game. I'll lay it out for you.
You're not really quite out of here after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay,
We
great.
still-
Is there a meet and greet? There's a meet and greet.
You have to sign a lot of
You got to do.
memorabilia.
You got to dress up as Tim and give people handies.
Well, there's always SpongeBob going on, including this Netflix movie
Yeah.
called Saving Bikini Bottom that drops on, I think, August 2nd or 3rd. But really, the thing I really need to plug, I have a band called Tom Kenny and the High Seas that I think is maybe playing at your wedding party.
Yes, they are.
Whoa!
Yes.
So it's like a big, stupidly big 12-piece, 11-piece soul band, maybe the worst business model of all time, but the best fun model of all time, where we just play crazy old songs that we love.
It's great.
And
It's great.
It really has it's not trying to be funny. It's not trying to be anything except just fun, and make people happy.
It always destroys.
It always
And
brings the happy.
All ages hit the dance floor. I'm not being sarcastic. Kids, everybody hits the. It's always a blast.
So that band, Tom
It's
Kenny
funny.
and the High
That's your
Seas,
passion, really, honestly.
you've known me since I was a kid.
He's always sang, and this band is great.
So Tom Kenny and the High Seas in New York City on Sunday, August 4, will be playing at the Bowery Electric.
Oh, fantastic!
It's a Sunday during the summer. It might be a disaster if people don't go on and buy tickets.
Well,
it will be a disaster, and I'll have to go to debtor's prison.
It's a soul review, and also for you, the fans,
Mitch Ryder in the High Seas, but more elderly, or Mitch Ryder in the
Detroit
Wheels.
Detroit Wheels, the Detroit. Sorry, I was trying to make a wheelchair joke.
The Detroit wheelchair, like
Wheelchairs.
steel wheelchairs. Remember that was a big joke during that Stones tour. Steel wheelchairs tour.
But for the fans, you also sprinkle in a couple of SpongeBob numbers. And,
Yeah, because
so
that's
it's
how the
great.
band started, was
Yeah.
us doing songs from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Andy Paley co-founded the band with me. Andy
Yeah.
Paley's a member of a cult figure of great import to
Yeah.
rock and roll freaks.
Famous.
And
Is he still in touch with Brian Wilson?
Yeah,
sure.
I believe so. Yeah,
Still-
he was
still
out
do
here
stuff?
when Brian's wife passed up, and he came out here for that and crashed him in my house.
Oh.
So anyway, Sunday, August 4th, Bowery Electric. Tickets are on TicketWeb. Be there.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have time for the?
Wow,
should we
Tom
wait?
just plugged the game time away. No, let's play a game.
We got 10 minutes.
Lightning round.
Okay,
round.
great.
We can get through the game
Let's play the
easily
game.
by
Let's
10
play the game.
Vic, back me up with some.
Oh, you need a little.
Give him a bed. Oh, you know what?
I could do
Air
it.
horn. Do you have air horn?
Oh, air horn. Hold on.
I like when you go to the Lucha Libre wrestling matches and there's always a guy right behind you with one of those going.
Matt,
I know. I gotta get that new. Can we skip that one new one?
just throw it in at the end.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming to the rehearsal.
Because,
We'll work out.
I brought the show
We'll
to
do
a
it live.
screeching halt.
Thanks.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Give me
Okay,
1 second.
you
Vic,
guys
why
are
don't you
both called-
explain before we pull it
Should
up?
we be covering now? Instead of calling attention to the fact things are going wrong,
Yeah.
real professionals would actually cover,
Yeah.
which tells you that we're not real professionals.
That's like, do you remember the
We're
story?
instead throwing them under the bus. Hey, your shit's not working. You know?
Hey, do you remember the time I did a show with Jerry Lewis at the Palace in London?
Yes.
Oh, and Jerry passed out before the show. I mean, during the show. And so I introduced my friend Tony V, who was sitting in the audience. I go, ladies and gentlemen, he's a funny guy from Boston. Please welcome Tony V. Because I didn't know Jerry was knocked out.
Please welcome another guy who loves Perkinan.
So Tony went up to the set, and we're just sitting around, and I'm like, we're sitting on the lip of the Palace, right? Yeah, is it the Palladium? The Palladium, in
Right.
London Palladium. And
Palace is in Eastwood in Syracuse.
And I'm going, did I kill my hero, Jerry Lewis? And Tony's like, did I headline the London Palladium?
Wow. Jerry did go on to live many more years.
Yeah, he did.
That would have been crazy.
All right, let's play the game.
His last word was Flavin.
That was his rosebud?
Okay, guys, this game, you guys are both, you got Bobcat and we got Tomcat. I made a game called Guess the Cat.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So
like
these are
it.
going to be famous cats of all varieties.
Ooh.
And you'll get a little clue on the first image to, you'll figure it out. Let's take a look at the first
God.
one.
Is this a race? Like who can answer it first?
Sure, we can play with a zoomer too, but maybe
Oh,
just,
okay,
maybe
let's
just
play
you
with a
two
zoomer.
guys can play.
Should
if
you
you
bring a
want.
zoomer in?
Bring a zoomer in.
All right.
All right, who wants to play a
So
game?
there's a
out there?
clue. You see the clue there?
Yeah.
Can you see it, Tom?
Yeah.
It looks like a stained glass window. It's a cat.
Or is it a candy bar?
Cat.
Alicia, you got a guess?
Are you
wanna...
seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
I'm just seeing this phallic looking thing with
Yeah,
Alicia,
yeah.
you
It looks
gotta
like a
unmute.
marital aid.
I thought this would be the easy one, but
Really?
maybe
This is the easy
I
one?
might have made him too hard.
Kit Kat bar. Kit Kat
Yeah,
bar.
you got it.
Kit Kat bar.
See, Kit Kat. See, that's
All
how
right.
it
Thank
works. That's how it
you.
works. Okay.
Nicely done, Tom.
Katie
Cat.
Catherine, you
welcome.
want to play? Now you understand how it works?
Yeah.
Katie
Wow.
Catherine?
Thank you.
I love that we didn't even give Catherine a chance at the first round. We're just like, sorry, Catherine, you lose because you're not playing.
You got to unmute Katie Catherine.
You lose, Charlie. You lose.
Check out the next image.
All right. Sit still,
Alright.
Katie. Calm
That's
down.
such a great scene.
Hi,
Don't
yeah,
move around
sorry,
too
I'm so
much.
ang-
Here's Katie.
sorry, I'm just
Hi,
so
Katie.
anxious.
Hi, Katie.
Thanks for
Hi,
joining us.
hi, Tom Kenny. I'm a huge fan of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm a fan of you.
And how do you feel about me?
Hold on. Personally, my favorite voice actors you voice Tom Kenny is Mumbo Jumbo, Night Brace from Kids Next Door, and then Pete First, and also Two Brains.
Yeah, from Word Girl, PBS. Wow, wait a minute. Who's that? Who's that
Wait,
with the
now
Mr.
what?
Who's that with the Mr. Peepers?
It's me, Alicia. Remember
Hi.
me from Mission Gun?
Oh, well, you know what's great? You must have made that yourself because they never made any merchandise from that show. Wander over
I
yonder.
actually got it from Etsy.
Oh yeah, and also,
Etsy, so somebody
I'm
made it.
Alicia's friend. Hi.
How come part of
Okay,
this?
let's everyone settle.
Yeah, because
Can I mind
Yeah,
if
stop
I have
moving
a
around. I
shout out,
think-
please?
this looks a little bit
All
like
right,
a
sorry,
kidnap
Katie.
video.
Katie, your
Yeah,
connection
yeah.
is a little. We're gonna
coming in
let
hot.
you go for now, Katie, and Alicia.
Love you, Katie.
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you, guys.
Alicia, and Alicia.
Thank you for being fans of Tom Kenny.
Alicia,
Commander
are you ready to
Peepers.
play? Alicia's sitting still. She looks
The-
ready.
The sitting still person seems to be.
I don't
Alright.
think it's that she's not sitting still. I think it's probably just a
I'm just saying the
Wi-Fi
connection might have
issue.
been better.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
let's
let's do the
let's
next
check out
one.
the next image. Just
Alicia.
Oh, you ready? You got to guess what cat this is. Here
Hey.
you go.
Okay.
next cat, please.
Not the way I'm looking at it. It's pretty much. It looks like a cat with a hat.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
that's
me.
Tomcat Kenny.
That's Bobcat Goldthwait.
No.
No, that's
Nope.
Wow, I have that hat,
I do too.
but I don't have that eye.
Cat Williams?
Yep, you got
Oh, dude, you're all hip.
Thank
Wow, I'm accidentally hip because I have the same hat as Cat Williams.
Do you
Spelled
remember
his
when he
name wrong.
broke into a house by going through the dog door?
Yeah.
He really did.
it. He did.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. That's kind of awesome.
Wow.
All right, let's see. Oh,
So he's like the size
is
of a
this
Smurf?
Sylvester the cat?
Yeah, you got it.
Wait a minute.
We're playing a game
Wow.
here.
I'm here to play.
Dang, Bobcat's bringing his A game.
How about this? Before shouting it out, go ding ding.
Tom from
Yep,
Tom and Jerry.
you got
Yeah, I
it.
knew that
You
one.
got it. You got it.
Woo! Da 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 da
So you have to say
da
ding.
da da da
You're gonna get harder.
da 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 da.
Ding.
Heathcliff.
Garfield.
You got it.
Oh, Heathcliff.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, if I was
Garfield.
Romeo
Okay, next cat.
in black jeans.
Check out this one.
Notice that I only know the cartoon characters. I don't live in the actual live action world ever.
You know, before Tommy did his job, you were dubbed the human cartoon. That was the nickname since he was a kid.
I'm the last guy. I'm like one of the only people I know, you too, that are actually doing the job that we wanted to do
as
since we were
children.
little kids.
As children, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. What is this?
We don't have to go back. We need to go forward.
Yeah, so let's go forward. What is this?
Alicia, you got a guess?
Alicia, you got a guess?
I'm trying to think about it, but it looks like a weird blobby thing.
It's like a guy with a beard and a blue stomach. Okay.
Guy with a beard is a pretty good hint.
Guy with a beard.
Yeah, it is.
I'll get you guys one hint. He's a musician.
Oh, that narrows it down. Thanks.
His name is Cat.
Cat Stevens.
You got
it. Wow. Wow. Sorry.
Ding ding.
I couldn't think clearly. Apparently, I was being followed by a moon shadow.
Ding ding ding.
Okay.
All right, next
I
image.
think everyone's getting the hang now.
Wow.
Honey.
Watch out.
Oh wait, Alicia, you got it?
Let me think.
Oh.
If another Zoomer wants to help out,
Okay, we bring it in. Is Alicia gone?
I'm still here.
Okay, hi, Alicia.
you can have a
I just
light.
wanted to make sure you were still there.
Maybe my game is too hard.
Don't leave me, Alicia. No, we're
I'm
doing all right.
not. Neither is Plush Peepers. He's not leaving either.
I love Commander Peepers, sir.
This is kind of this one. I guess it's kind of a
He's not your
Amazon deep cut. Amazon is this
Amazon.
I'll give you a hint. It's a TV show.
With the word cat in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Catastrophe?
Yep.
Bing, bing.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, there
See,
we go.
Bobcat's in the actual show business.
He's in the zone.
I know Heathcliff. He knows catastrophe.
You knew the difference between Heathcliff and Garfield. That was very impressive.
Apparently, Bill Murray didn't.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Cat Dennings? Ding ding?
Oh,
No, but you're onto something. Musician.
Cat Powers.
Yes.
there we go.
See, I don't even know who that is.
Okay.
Me neither.
Nicely done.
Wow, I've never heard of Cat Power.
But I put a plural in
Yeah,
it.
Right,
this disqualified
Okay,
because of the
yeah,
yes.
that's
No, that was
I
close.
made, I made it sound like there was a bunch of.
Wow, we actually have cat powers, but that is cat power.
I can squirt my musk anywhere.
Hit me. Time for the snip sound effect.
Okay, this is a device of some sort.
Water pick. No, wait, that doesn't have cats in it.
One for the motorheads.
Catalytic converter.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow, Tom's
Wow.
sweeping.
These are famous cats.
Shout out to my band member Lupe, who has had her catalytic converter stolen 3 times. 3 times from in front of her house.
Yeah, you know what they're doing around LA? They're putting like barbed wire. They have special mechanics that reinforce the area.
Because you're not allowed to like electrocute it, so that anybody who tries to steal it just gets 50,000 volts.
There's no law that says you can't.
That's against the law.
No, you can't hurt people.
Oh,
who are
I guess you
trying-
can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to live in a world where you can't hurt people randomly.
You can't hurt criminals. I learned the hard way. All right.
Back
let's
to your
see.
court date.
Who's this gentleman?
Looks familiar. I'm not good with names, but faces, pretty good faces.
I'll say this.
I've
It's
met
not
this guy.
It's not a person.
Oh, okay. I've met this guy. Wow, makes me want to play a Misfits album. Okay, let's see.
It's not a person? Captain
Coordinator to me.
Well, that is a person, but the answer is
It
not.
was a
More
person.
place, right?
Past tense.
It's a. How about this? It's a place.
It's a place in
Catalina?
Flint.
My hat will give you a hint.
I think Doug gets the point on this one.
Wow, raspberry beret. No, a cat.
Remember you used to
Cathedral of the Dead.
Remember you used
Underground.
Remember you used to do
Okay,
Little Richard with
It's the catacombs.
The catacombs. Oh, I've actually been there. I actually have. Wow.
You met that guy.
I
did
meet him. He was my tour guide. Great. Wow, catacombs. That was low-hanging skulls.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Okay.
I suck.
All right. Oh, this is we've moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like a Mars rover. It's something.
Close. Not Mars, far, but.
Anybody else?
It's a bit of a rover.
Anybody else on Zoom got an idea? We can
the
bring
cat
you
rover.
in.
It's the cat rover.
It's cold.
Looks like a rover to me.
No, he said it's called.
It operates in a cold place.
Right. Syracuse.
Okay, well.
Well, I'm glad I'm
It's
not
a
the
s-
only dumbass.
Okay, it's a snowcat.
Oh, a snowcat.
Snowcat.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that lady from Canada, the lady from Canada would have gotten that.
In the movie that's supposed to be in Syracuse, who's the guy who used to be on Letterman? The funny guy.
The funny guy. He used to be on Letterman. Wow, we are. It is like welcome to Senior Moments galore. It's that thing. He was in the movie with the actor in it that had the music by the guy. That,
I can see his face.
I
The
don't
movie
know.
Snow Day.
You'll know. You'll know.
Is it Paul Sims or
No,
Paul?
no.
Or,
The movie Snow Day. Come on. He had his own series. Oh my god.
I know the movie.
I know his children.
Oh, Chris Elliott.
Yes,
Oh!
yeah. Chris Elliott drove the snowcat in the movie that was supposed to
See,
be.
I
in
told you
Syracuse.
live action. I don't know. If it was a live action project, I didn't.
I have no idea why I know that.
Okay, there's
Wow.
only 57 more.
Oh,
Okay,
great,
good.
cool.
Hello Kitty?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. Wait, who said that?
I did.
Dude.
Wait, did you say Hello Kitty?
Oh, Alicia got it too?
I thought our Zoomer got it.
We'll
you
give
both
one
a
to the
point.
Zoom. We'll give it to
Yeah.
Tom. It's hot.
Yeah.
Alicia's
Bobcat.
on the board with one.
Straight out of
Okay, check this one out, Tom.
Straight out of Sanrio, bro. Felix.
Yeah.
I have no
Felix the cat.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Wow.
Oh, steal it!
Yeah. See?
Seen him in memes.
I told you. I just got that from his mouth. Because I know that. I actually have that graphic on a T-shirt given to me by Andy Paley.
Next,
All right.
Next image.
So, this.
Oh, I know this
is-
one.
What?
Well, let her talk.
Garfield.
What'd you say?
It's Garfield.
Yes.
Oh!
It's kind of a trick.
Yeah. The Bill Murray version?
Okay, next
Haven't
image.
seen the movie yet. Yeah, but it looks legit. Oh, I know this one.
Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay, just a few more.
Yeah, I think
Now,
we- I
now
think we
Vic
should-
might know this next one.
Who's winning?
I think we should do the ding ding because I think it'd be more
Okay, do
fair
ding
to
ding.
our Zoomers.
I can't find my ding dings. I lost.
Well, Vic,
them.
can you see? No, just say ding ding.
Okay, I'll just
Give me
say
that ding.
Okay.
So you're saying that I'm jumping
me-
the buzzer?
give me-
I think
am
Vic.
I
this
jumping
is-
the buzzer?
This is
Give me
kind of
that-
obscure,
Give
but
me
Vic might,
that ding.
Vic might know.
Give me that ding. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that ding.
It's kind of like a Vic's guy. You know what I mean?
A Vicks guy? Like Vapor Rub?
Vic has a fascination with online weirdos.
And I would
guys,
say this:
yeah.
you might take umbrage with his name, Tom.
Ooh.
You might have umbrage.
Wow.
I can't. He's got glasses. He's got a bald head, maybe.
No.
No.
His head is shaped like an egg.
Yeah. Speaking of
Like a
which,
duck egg.
don't leave without having some
Don't
of these
leave
eggs.
without your
I'm
duck
excited
egg.
about the
Okay, you
duck
guys got
eggs.
stumped. This guy is called Tomcat.
No way, with three. Wow, with three
Three
T's.
T's. Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's
Wow.
He's the new Snow.
Wow.
Okay, here's one.
Catfish.
Yes.
Oh,
you
no,
got
I
that
should have done
quick.
ding ding.
You got that quick.
Sorry, I'll ding ding from now
Point
on.
taken away from Tom.
Okay, there's only two more, I think.
I'm not saying anymore.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm comfortably ahead, so I can kiss the canvas at this point.
You are. It is mathematically impossible to beat Tom.
I could
at
take
this
a
point.
fall.
Is it?
Checkmate.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Unless you want to go triple points on this one.
Yeah, let's go triple points.
Triple points.
I will say this: this word was uttered on the first Zoomer.
Oh.
Is it a
Catatonic Catholic.
mustache related?
Yes.
Ah.
I'm out.
Oh yeah, you don't.
I'm out. I have to recuse myself.
But
Unlike
you
Clarence
probably know
Thomas
what
and
it
Samuel Alito, I'm going to recuse myself from this.
Do you know
case.
what it is?
Huh?
Anybody?
Of course I know. Who wouldn't know?
Anybody?
I have no idea.
And what is it?
Mustache related.
It's a
Mustache
callback. Anybody?
related.
Oh, Spencer. You remember? Spencer's gonna help Alicia.
Is it a caterpillar?
Yes.
Also, hi Tom. Spencer Rock here.
Nicely done.
Okay, one final one.
from Clarence.
We're gonna give
Hello,
Alicia
hi.
triple points on that.
Look at this guy's got a mustache too. All the colors today.
One final one, and Tom, this is kind of specifically for you. I don't know if you can.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I know who it is.
I'm not.
Ding, ding.
Come on, ding in,
ahead.
Alicia.
It's Cat from Cat Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nicely.
Yes. Actually, I was dog. I was the top half. we shared a lower GI.
Who did the cat?
How did Cat Dog poop?
How did he go to the bathroom? Give that to Jerry. My kids are watching the show.
All right, well, that's the game. Thank you for playing, and congratulations on your win, Tom.
It was,
thank you. It feels great.
Tom. It was like a push me pull you. How did they?
Do I have time for one quick thing?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a great story. You know Peter Hannon, who did his time in Binghamton, New York, creator of Cat Dog.
Yeah.
So I was at Nickelodeon with him doing Cat Dog, and they brought in the walk-around suit for the theme park, right? And they said, what do you think, Peter? You have to approve this. You know, this is the walk-around suit. And it was one person in it. So I don't know if I can stand up or not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got
How short is my leash?
You got
But so it was a person that had here's Cat's head, and then it's the person's real legs, but then Dog came right out here with a big bulbous purple nose, and they said, "What do you think?" You know, and we just started looking at each other and laughing, and they're like, "What?" And we're like, "Are you kidding?" You know,
see this?
No, yeah, nobody saw this. So yeah, that was kind of an unsuccessful theme park walk around suit design.
When I was in the movie Hercules, I played a little demon, and they had a walkabout character of me at Disney, and my nephew was really little Kenny, and he goes, "Bob, maybe if you asked, I'll let you wear the suit."
Well, you'd be amazed at how many people with SpongeBob, like a guy in a SpongeBob suit, will be appearing at like a car show or something,
And they
they'll
ask
say,
if it's you?
yeah, and they'll say, you know, special appearance by SpongeBob SquarePants, and they go, "Hey, I see you're going to be in town." You know, I go, "What?" And they go, "Oh, don't you wear you wear the suit too, right?" And I'm like, "No." You know.
Was it Bernard?
Okay. All right, we're gonna go to a break, be sure to go see Tom Kenny and the High Seas.
Yes,
at the Bowery Electric.
It's an amazing show. He's
Sunday, August 4th. Tickets on Ticket Web.
There you go.
And hey, you know what? If you buy a ticket, I can't give you a discount, but I guarantee that I'll look at you from the stage and go. And if you buy 2 tickets, I'll go.
The old Rodney. Give him one of these. All right, we'll be back for the folks
video.
that are.
We're going to show a quick little video from Tim Heidecker.
Oh, great!
Special for you, Tom.
Okay.
He sent a video from Italy where he's shooting a movie.
I still think he's gonna walk in the door. This is all an elaborate trick.
He's gonna hop on his jet.
Yeah, he's gonna come. He's gonna walk in. He wouldn't let me down.
We're going to take a little break. If you're watching live, stick around. Just watch, hang out. If you're watching the replay, you got to go to patreon.com/officeHoursLive and join.
Tim Apple.
All right. Wes, you ready with this video?
Hey, Office Hours. Another report coming in from me. I'm in the square. This is the main square of Florence, or they call it Firenze here. This is called Nepali Square. It's Nepali Square, and it's a place for lovers to meet and families to gather to pay respects to fallen kings of France and Italy and all the other Roman places back in the day. You have bird shit, and I'll show you a little of some of the former kings of Italy, and they're represented here in statue form. And you can see this is King Philip, who was king from 1342 to 1356. And then this is his son, I guess it was his son, Philip II, with his son. So that's a statue of Philip II with his son, Philip III. And then he was king in the 1800s. And then 1860 something. And then there's King, that's Adam right there. And he's cutting off the head of his son, who disobeyed him. And that's a very scandalous part of Italian history. If you were doing more research, you'd know that his son betrayed him and tried to usurp the crown. And finally, we have King Mark, I think King Mark the First. And he was emperor, or he was king in the 1920s. Mark's just kind of like, what did you say to me? That's just Mark. Anyhow, that's a little Italian history. And these are some of the great landmarks of Florence. Hope you're having a great week. Hey, office hours, another report coming in from me. I'm in the square. This is the main square of Florence, or they call it Firenze here. This is called Roman places back in the day. You have bird shit. And I'll show you a little of some of the former kings of Italy. And they're represented here in statue form. And you can see we have, this is King Philip, who was king from 1342 to 1356. And then this is his son, I guess it was his son, Philip II, with his son. So that's a image, that's a statue of Philip II with his son, Philip III. And then he was king from in the 1800s. And then 1860 something. And then there's King, that's King Adam right there. And he's cutting off the head of his son, who disobeyed him. And that's a very scandalous part of Italian history. If you were doing more research, you'd know that his son betrayed him and tried to... Hey, officer. You were doing more research, you'd know that his son betrayed him and tried to usurp the crown. And finally, we have King Mark, I think King Mark the First. And he was emperor, or he was king in the 1920s. Mark's just kind of like, what did you say to me? That's just Mark. Anyhow, that's a little Italian history. And these are some of the great landmarks of Florence. Hope you're having a great week. Hey, office hours, another report coming in from me. I'm in the square. This is the main square of Florence, or they call it Firenze here. This is called Roman places back in the day.
Have you been doing your gardening, etc.? Waved and shouted to him.
Well, I'm glad to have got off like this, you know. I'm glad it wasn't jail.
Did you think at one point it might have been?
I thought it might be, you know, but I would have been okay as long as I could take my guitar in with me, you know, write a few new songs and stuff. But I wasn't looking forward to it.
It was said in court that you had considerable interest in horticulture. Now, this might surprise some of your friends. When did this start?
A couple of years ago, you know.
And where have you been doing your gardening, etc.?
At the farm. You know, yeah. My dad's a keen gardener, you know. I think it's rubbed off.
It was said that those seeds had been sent to you. How did you come to grow them?
Yeah, well, we got a load of seeds, you know, kind of in the post. And we didn't know what they were, you know. We kind of planted them all, and five of them came up illegal, you know.
After Japanese customs men say they found half a pound of marijuana in his luggage. Officials from the Japanese Narcotics Bureau spent the day questioning him. This evening, they say they're applying to have the period during which they can detain him extended while it's decided whether he'll be deported or sent for trial. If the latter, and if convicted, he could be given a 7-year prison sentence. Bob Friend reports.
Paul McCartney appeared delighted to be back in Japan at last. He arrived with his wife Linda and their children. 14 years ago, he came here with the Beatles, but was refused entry on a later occasion because of his apparent liking for marijuana. Customs officials say that McCartney behaved oddly, and they searched his luggage. Inside, amongst his clothes, they allege they found nearly half a pound of marijuana. After several hours of questioning, the singer was taken away in handcuffs. Japan is particularly strict on drug taking, coming down hard on Japanese caught with pot in their possession. At Narita Airport, customs officials showed the confiscated marijuana to newsmen. They allege the singer admitted bringing pot into Japan, but only to smoke privately. In Tokyo, more questioning, this time by narcotics investigators. Then into a car and off to the local police station, where the singer spent the night in a cell large enough for 4 people. In the morning, well rested, he said, but worried about the children, McCartney went off for another session with the drug investigators. He managed a few cheerful greetings and even a wink or two to the fans who'd been following him around all day. For his fans, and in Japan there are many, the cancellation of Paul McCartney's concert tour was a bitter disappointment. 100,000 of them who bought tickets will get their money back. But the former Beatle has yet to give the public and his disappointed fans his own version of the affair. This is Bob Friend in Tokyo.
The charge yesterday, I was just caught with a small quantity of cannabis, for which I was fined $200 Barbados. I don't hold any grudges. It didn't really spoil my holiday. I don't believe it's a terribly harmful thing to do, but I don't actually, if left to my own devices, I will prefer not say anything about it.
Did you think they'd send you to drugs?
Are you?
I don't take drugs. I never have taken drugs. Are you going to?
No.
Were you worried about being
Never
sent?
again.
Were you worried about being sent to jail?
Yes, I know.
Then why did you do it?
Do you mean it this time? Pardon? Do
you mean it this time?
Probably not.
Do you think the Barbados people were more
Let's
relaxed
get
about
one
it
thing
than they would
straight.
have
Can
been
we
in
get
drugs?
one thing straight? That whatever you think and whatever you think I've done, this, I'm telling you, this substance, cannabis, is a whole lot less harmful than rum punch, whiskey, nicotine, and glue, all of which are perfectly legal.
What about your children? What about your children,
I would like
Paul?
to see it decriminalized, because I don't think, in the privacy of my own room, I was doing anyone any harm whatsoever.
All right, we ready to go back?
For the second half of the show. All right, Wes, we're back to Bobcat.
Hello, yes, it's me, Bob Scratch Goldfarb with
and Tim Kearney.
Tomcat Kenny. Now we've known each other since we were 6. We mentioned that. You know what's funny? Your daughter chimed in, and I was with your daughter.
Yes, my daughter Nora.
And she when Sparky was talking about going to jail with me, when we were in high school, we had a still good friend, Sparky Jaquin. And Sparky was telling Nora about when he went to prison, and Nora, not to prison, to jail. And Nora comes up to me, she goes, "Did you know Sparky went to jail?" And I go, "Yeah, I went with him. It was my plan." Because we broke into the county auditorium to make popcorn when we were drunk and we were teenagers. And I climbed up like a 2-foot wall, and I take my shirt off and I smash the window. And then I look down at Sparky and I go, "We're in."
Just to make popcorn?
Yeah. Now, you say it's a 2-foot wall. I always embellish the story and say that you had suction cups on your hands and knees like a cat burglar.
Mission Impossible style.
Yeah. Now,
you command a lot of respect in jail.
How many times have you been to jail?
Let's move on. For Tommy,
0 for me. I'm too sensitive for lockup. I wouldn't last.
I've never made it to prison. I've only been to jail twice.
Give it time.
Twice, and then when I set the Tonight Show on fire, I just surrendered under my own, whatever. So I didn't have to go to jail that time.
Well,
but I was arrested.
to your story about Sparky and jail, I guess we can come out and say that was at my mom's wake.
Yeah.
So Catholic Church, open casket, mom there. Or closed casket, I guess. It was open later, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I blocked it all
It
out.
was open in the
then.
church, yeah.
Yeah. And then and then it closed right on my fingers, which is like, total Stooges. Oh! No, not really. Sound effect. But no, so my mom is there with the casket, in the casket, and Sparky was there, and then another person was there. And they were like, "You look familiar." Nora was standing there.
Was it
Poops? So those two, Sparky starts talking to this other guy, and they're like, "You look familiar. Hey, you look familiar." And then it turned out that they had actually shared a jail cell at one point. They're like, "I remember we were in the same jail cell together. We were in the hey, how you been?" And my daughter was just like, "Dad, you know the most interesting people."
Was it Poops?
Yeah.
Well, no one knows. They can't look up Poops, but whatever. During the strip search, someone got a nickname.
Anyway, that was funny. So it was kind of, my mom's funeral was kind of bringing people together. Like, I haven't seen you since the drunk tank in Syracuse jail.
Well, the same church at my older brother's funeral. No one gave me a heads up that one of the pallbearers was going to be a little person. So
was he like a boom operator holding that thing?
Yeah, it was. He looked like he was riding a subway. He came down. He was holding the. And I said that to my daughter. I go, looks like Ricky's riding a subway. And she goes, I think he just got air. And then we're doing the thing. We're laughing, but we got our heads down like the chaplain thing. Our shoulders are jerking around, and people are rubbing our shoulders.
Doing the Muttley or wacky races laugh.
Yeah. I got heckled at that when I was eulogizing my brother Tommy, because my brother was like a biker and stuff, and people were like, "You wait!" They're just yelling up during the eulogy.
Now was
I remember once I was doing a show and a fight broke out. 2 women, and they're knocking tables over, and I think one had a knife, and it was my brother Tommy's fiancées had showed up. 2 of his fiancées.
He had 2 fiancées?
Yeah. And I go, "Hey, what's going on back there?" And my brother goes, "You just keep going, Bobby. Bobby, you just keep going."
Nothing to see here.
Were your brothers wilder than you?
Well, my older brother Tommy.
He lived crazy and hard. But But also, I mean, it's funny. This is a family thing because Pollyanna, your new wife, you got married after she won the knife fight. With her competitor, so it's all blood sport.
Well, she's a tall Scottish lass. She could. That's funny.
She fights zombies. Come on, another chick with a switchblade is nothing.
I know. I've been watching all of her shows now, and it's fascinating because she's such a sweetheart. But they always have her playing a ass kicking toughie and stuff.
How did you guys? Were you guys doing stand up like in high school or in first grade?
Yeah, we started doing high school like 14, 15 years old. We were doing stand up, maybe younger.
Stand up in first grade.
Yeah,
that's a great concept.
What is
nice to be here in the lunchroom?
Kindergarten. What is it with these graham crackers?
Be sure to tip your lunch ladies. They work hard for you.
I'll say when it's nap time.
Yeah.
Well, who were you inspired by when you were in high school? Back
I did stand up in between like bands. So like I got kicked out of the Dead Duck band. So yeah. So then Tommy and I started doing stand up when we were 15, 16. We did it with a lot of the punk bands, and then we went to an open mic ran by this guy Barry Crimmins, and then But we
that you did a documentary film about.
Yeah, Call Me Lucky. But Tommy and I did the New York State Fair, which was, I mean, it was it was actually behind the cow barn, and we're doing the talent show, and they hated us.
Yeah, it was like, you know, Syracuse has talent, you know.
And we also did the this is as kids, but we also were monsters in the JC Monster House, where
well, this is that's
you know
true.
you go.
Like a spook house, like a Halloween haunted house. Yeah.
And so I was like in the third thing down, and parents would go, "It's just the man," and then you take your mask off. So I wore 2 masks to traumatize the kids. They'd go, "Take your mask off," but Tommy was playing. So you work in 2s, and Tommy was playing.
They had different settings, like cubicles. So I was like a Dracula guy,
You were
like a
Dracula.
vampire. So you had a little room set up, and there's a candelabra, and people walk by. It's like a little room like this, you know, and somebody walks by and looks in the room. And
I'm supposed to be watching to make sure no one messes with Dracula.
Choose a buddy. And Bob was off doing who knows what.
No, I went to get some salt potatoes and stuff at the New York State Fair.
So leaves me alone. And so I'm a vampire in a Dracula mask, and I'm laying in a coffin. And when you hear people walk by, you're supposed to go, bah! You're supposed to come out. And so some local rascals, and there was also an armchair in the cubicle.
Yeah.
So I popped out, and I went, bah! And then I went back in the coffin, and they lifted up this armchair and put it on top of the coffin. Like,
it weighed hundreds of pounds.
Like Biff Tannen, butthead, trying to get out of that, Hello, McFly.
I come back eating a piece of corn, and Tommy's like lifting the casket.
Did you have to save him?
Help! Help!
People were going,
I can't breathe.
People were walking by and they go, "Look, Dracula's waking up."
Dracula
can't get out of the
Dracula is suffocating. Let me out of here. I can't breathe.
He was all sweaty and pasty in a way.
I was traumatic. I know. I still have. This is like the Hurt Locker meets Dracula.
I think they should make like a clown house. One that's not scary, but it's like a fun place, a funny house. Not a fun house with mirrors, but with
actual
people
fun.
in there.
Like people doing comedy?
Yeah, just stand-ups, just different stand-ups, room to room.
sounds-
you get a couple jokes and you go to the next
terrifying.
one.
Yeah, that would be great.
I would be screaming.
But yeah, we were doing stand-up.
I don't
want
want to watch the observational humor.
And Syracuse was a small enough scene that, like, this is one of the great things that I think about where and when we grew up, and it was really formative to us, is that the scene, and at that time, we were in high school from 76 to 80, so punk rock and power pop and, end of glam and new wave, all this stuff was happening. All the weirdos. And Syracuse was small enough that, like, oddballs, comedians, improv people, actors, drag queens, everybody. It was all kind of all in one. And later when we were in San Francisco was kind of like that too.
Briefly, yeah.
Don't you think? Before .com ruined everything, but
Before Live
where
Nation.
people of all different artistic pursuits were all kind of hanging out together. Like, it was great cross-pollination, right? Like then when I came down here, it was like stand-ups hung out with stand-ups and improv people hung out with stand-ups. LA, I mean.
Stick with your
just because it's a
and then
different,
there's even
it's
section-
not as, it's
there's like-
geographically larger.
The clowns stay with the clowns.
Yeah, don't get above your raisin.
Yeah, and if you want to see the, if you want to go see the sexual predators, you go to the Comedy Store.
Ouch! Pop-Tart alert.
All right, name some names.
What do you mean? Oh, for predators? It's easier to name the names that aren't. Eddie Pepitone's not a sexual predator. He plays the Comedy Store.
All right, well, do we have any Zoomers or anything, Matt?
Oh, we sure do. We got lots of.
Oh no!
Come
So
on,
we're
Zuba,
blabbing about
Zuba, Zuba, Zuba.
We're sitting there like Statler and Waldorf reminiscing. Remember the times and the thing?
I took a poo. Remember the guy?
The poop was shaped like
he was
a salt potato.
It's like like Elliot. Oh, let's go to a Zoomer.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question?
Well, okay, if we got a Zoomer lined up, go to the Zoomer.
Hey, big fan over here. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. And
hey,
see
how
you.
you doing?
Oh, wow. Bobcat Goldthwait. I can't believe I'm
Great.
talking to you and Tom Kenny, big fan from Mr.
Oh, thank you,
Shuffle.
man. Does the carpet match the drapes?
I was just...
Should I?
Do you have a fire crotch? Is what Tom's saying?
Oh, I don't. I'm like.
Are your partners disappointed when they?
Oh no.
When your pubes aren't orange?
My partners are never disappointed.
No complaints so far.
How are you, man?
Oh, I'm great. I'm
nice
great.
to see
I'm
you.
great. Way to hear you guys riffing. Beautiful ad read. I gotta say, we gotta hire you every week. I think. I just had a quick question for you guys here. You're talking about your beautiful new wife getting recognized more than you, Bobcat, and you guys were obviously such a big deal in the past. You still are right now. I mean, zero offense. Grew up watching you guys in Police Academy and Mr. Show, and I'm just wondering if there's a joy in maybe being stopped less on the street as you go around, or is there a longing for it? I'm just wondering how you guys feel about it, and also, Tom, especially going to be your most famous role now, being animated now. How has that been for you, also?
Well, you know what I'm surprised about is how often Tommy gets recognized. I mean, people really recognize him. I think it's because Patchy the Pirate, maybe, or just. And you'll see like adult women, they see Tommy and they start crying. And I got to tell you, when I see
that's always happened.
Yeah, even before he was famous,
even in first grade.
They can go away.
He looked at me.
So Tommy, and I got to say, when I see that, it makes me really happy. For some reason, my chest swells up, and it's the same thing for Pollyanna when I see her getting recognized and stuff, because this is all new to her, and I get my chest. But me, on the other hand, a lot of folks come up, and this is how they start it. They go, "I'm 46." So they all tell me how old they are, and I get it. It's like you met at a wedding and they're reminding you of that wedding. Remember that wedding? It's like, remember? They always ask me if I remember the movies I was in. Remember? Yeah, I remember that. I haven't had head trauma. I'm not Gary Busey. But the
I just got a 35-cent residual check for it. Of course I remember.
Of course I remember One Crazy Summer. But the thing is it's not that I expect people to be familiar with my career, but I've written and directed 8 movies. My movies make hundreds of dollars. They're really tiny films, but I direct other comedian specials and stuff. And talking about that stuff is fun, but talking about stuff that I've talked about for 35 years, it's not that.
Well,
but the other day I did something really horrible, and it's not like me. And this is the first time I did it. There was a guy. Those guys that show up at the airports and they have the 8x10s for you to sign. And,
boy, do I.
My autograph's worth nothing.
But Funko Pop guys.
Yeah, they show up. So this guy shows up, and I sign the autograph, stack of Police Academy photos, and I sign for him. And then...
Don't do that.
Then I go to my hotel, and he shows up again with more.
Ooh.
Then I go to the show the next day, and he's there, and he's brought friends, and he goes, "Have you done anything fun while you're in Minneapolis? Have you gone anywhere fun?" I go, "Yeah, your mother's house." He goes, "What?" I go, "Your mother's house." And his brain shuts off, and he goes, "You're a comedian, you say funny things." Like, you couldn't deal with that. I'm saying, I fucked your mom.
I wasn't sure where you were going, He's at the airport. Then I go up to our room, I fill up the tub, I sink into the bathtub, and the guy comes out. Hey, I got some more paper.
Also, my daughter, even when she was little, she'd be like, "Dad, your 8x10's going for a penny on eBay." She would tell me.
Well, it's interesting because you, not to get too serious, but you were by far the first person I was acquainted with that got famous. And I knew you really well. And you got famous really young.
Right.
And that was a weird thing for me to watch.
I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to watch that and, also kind of be aspiring to do the same thing. And your best friend for life is like hugely famous and it was kind of crazy to watch.
I'm super grateful that I haven't had a job, and it does mean I am touched that people have fond memories of Police Academy and Scrooge. And I do.
Sure.
I am touched by that. But sometimes it's just you're having the same conversation over and over with people, and they don't realize that you've already had this conversation a couple times today.
But luckily, we deal with it on different levels, right? Because my stuff is animation, and largely when I get recognized, it's generational. So if it's people that so it's somebody either they grew up with this cartoon or that cartoon, or.
Well, the funny thing is, you can't not, we love each other, but you cannot be a little bit competitive. And I remember So I was famous. I got on Letterman when I was 20, and I did all these movies, and that was in the 80s. And then I remember one day I was checking in a hotel, and the plastic key was SpongeBob, and I was like, "You win, you win, Tom Kenny."
Well, no,
I was never a key. I was a Happy Meal toy. I was never a key.
Yo, was there a Police Academy Happy Meal?
No, it was for
Hercules.
Hercules.
Chase the Clown.
Oh, right. Now the
Chase the Clown Happy Meal. It came with vomit.
It's a bummer meal. Yeah. But I'm saying, Pollyanna and you don't have any control over people recognizing you. If they recognize you, they know your face. So whether they liked what you did or don't like what you did, they know you're that person.
Right.
So, but with me, the only people that recognize me are people who said, "Hey, I wonder who does the voice of that character," and they Google it. So, like, the only people that come up to me and go like that are
hardcore fans.
predisposed to like me. You know, they're already
Right.
fans, which is nice. So it's all people coming up and just going, "Hey, I like that
But
thing
you
did."
I mean, like, I might have been people's childhood. They might say, "Oh, I watched you with my brother and my dad and stuff." But you really are people's childhood, and people will. I've seen it. They burst into tears. They meet Tommy and they burst into tears. And Tommy is a lot like Robin, Robin Williams, where Tommy's, he gives them the experience. He does the voices. He talks to them. He asks them how they are. And
well, thank you.
How would you say I deal with people?
I think you're great. I think you deal with them great. I think you're the same way. You're not brusque with them or whatever. But the weird thing about the Sponge is that as we get into 25 years of it, and it's never been out of production, it's like still going, right? It's never been rebooted or recast or on. It's not like Ninja Turtles or Transformers where it's like, SpongeBob Beast Wars or whatever. It's just always the same show it's always been and still is. So what you get is like people of a certain age, a lot of them are in their 30s and have kids of their own. So there's two generations. But then they watched it with their parents when they were kids. So there's three generations.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times the grandparents were home with the kids because the parents were working. So you have four generations of people, and they all watch SpongeBob together. So it's kind of like watching the evolutionary chart, like when they come up to your table at Comic-Cons and things. And that is just like so mind-blowing and gratifying and wonderful. It's just kind of like a beautiful lagniappe.
I sat next to Pollyanna at a Walking Dead convention, and they kept calling me Mr. Jadis. Her character's name. That was a new one.
Mr. Jadis.
Mr. Jadis, can I have your autograph too?
But yeah, so I mean, we just want to work. Actors just want to work.
I'm very grateful that people still, that I still show
people
up at
tell you they
clubs.
like your stuff is never a bad thing.
That's great.
Do you ever get this? Because I've seen this with a famous friend of mine where it's like, you're a comedian, right? They still bother him, but they don't exactly
They
know.
don't know.
Like, they're like, you look familiar. You're on a show.
Here's the cringiest when someone says, my friend says you're important.
Right, yeah, my friend is.
First of all, I'm not important.
People come to me and go, I just want to say we loved you on Whose Line Is It Anyway? You were really funny. And they think I'm Greg Proops. So then I
just go with it.
I do go with it. They go, what's it like? It must have been a lot of fun. And I go, oh, we have so much fun on that show. We're like a family. We're like a family.
I thought you go.
What's Drew Carey like? Wonderful.
I used to start talking shit. Oh, he's
I know. I'm like, I could do a total character assassination if I wanted to, but I just go, wonder. Give the people what they want. Prince the Legend, like
Elvira.
Of course.
So I was doing a thing, and she was there, and I had a name tag. It says Bobcat Goldthwait, and I see her come up, and she just looks. She walks away. She's startled and freaked out, and I was like, oh, she thinks I'm Sam Kinison because she did. Yeah, she came over and she said, "Who are you really?" And I go, I'm me. And then the next day I go, you thought I was dead, didn't you?
Wow. Oh, this was after Sam had passed.
Wait, the Mistress of the Dark is scared of a dead
person? February.
Oh my God. The Mistress of the Dark is scared of a...
Is scared of a ghost.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not afraid of ghosts. We got another Zoomer?
Oh, yeah, let's crank through these Zoomers.
Oh, well, thanks for your answer, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
thank
that
you.
was
Sorry.
You're,
That was a
wow,
comprehensive
you're really
answer.
patient.
You're very patient. You're the most patient person ever.
No. If I could make one request, is to have SpongeBob versus Bobcat's voice have a little riff with us. I would freak out.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Wow, I know that probably
All right.
violates all kinds of NDAs and IP
yeah, we're gonna get into
copyright
it.
laws. But no.
SpongeBob SquarePants here with my best friend Bobcat Goldthwait. I call him Bobcat Fish Goldthwait. Nah, gotta keep it undersea.
Hello, SpongeBob. It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to be here, Bob.
Thank you very much. I wonder, how do you breathe?
How do I breathe? Well, like this. You should try it sometime.
Well, I do that a lot, but often people think I'm having a seizure.
We'll be back with more hyperventilation with SpongeBob SquarePants and Bobcat Goldthwait after these messages. Part of This Good Breakfast.
I think
was legendary.
I actually think I do an impression of my voice. I don't think I do me anymore. Can I say this? I know it's getting very Sammy Davis and stuff like this cat.
Hey, babe.
But okay.
Sammy Maudlin show.
Maudlin. I had like. I've had some big directors. I've had Richard Donner. You know, I've had a lot of Tommy directs a lot of animation recordings, the voices, and I was on Patrick's show and I played a mandrake, and I read for the cucumber, and they said give him the mandrake pages, and I'm not kidding. Best director I've ever worked with.
Who?
Tom Kenny. Dead serious.
Thanks.
Dead serious.
You know who the best director I've ever worked with is? Tom Kenny. no, Bobcat. No, Bobcat. And again, I know this is really getting into like self-congratulatory showbiz schmaltz, which we avoid like the plague.
Yeah.
It's everything we made fun of, and now we are that. But I've never met an actor that has worked with Bob on anything, or really any crew member, let alone like no matter what they did. And you know, he's a beloved. Bob knows how to deal with people and make people feel valued and important and let them do their jobs. And I always say that's because of where you came from. You come from a family of sheet metal workers. You know, we both have very blue collar town, very. Rust Belt mentalities.
But your family was a little
business.
more, you know, I mean, your dad was an accountant, right?
Yeah.
And your family was my family was not structured. You know, my dad would come to the dinner table in his boxers. And I remember Tommy's like, I never seen your dad in pants. And my dad.
Like, did your dad own pants?
My dad, because as soon as he came home from work, he'd drop his drawers. I guess it was more comfortable. But Tommy, he thought Tom Kenny was two guys. It wasn't until high school. He went out with Tom and Kenny.
No, Dad, it's Tom Kenny. It's one.
And for some reason, my dad would never pour his own milk, and then he would grab your milk and then take a sip out of it or put it in his tea. And Tom's sitting next to him, and he just grabs Tom's milk and he drinks from it.
Wait, what?
And he also used to play Family Feud, so the game would be on behind him. He's not looking at the TV.
In the other room.
Yeah. And
there's the dining room where the family's eating dinner.
Yeah, and he'd be like, cheese.
Which has cats walking on it, which never would have happened in my house.
Yeah, cats on the
My
dinner
parents
table.
were very anti-pet. And
and he's like, and my dad would just sit there. He's not talking to anyone else. He's like, cheese grater, snow tire, snow tire.
Be like, what?
Okay. I think your dad was stroking out. But yeah, we were the family. We had the keg parties. The kids drank underage. There was Harleys all over the front lawn. It looked like our house looked like the in Mask Cher's house with all the Harleys in the front.
Yeah, 100%.
But your family.
But we have that.
A lot of kids in both families.
Yeah.
Working class.
But I think a lot of you're not a film school guy or so. I think you know how to interact with with just people that are doing a job, because you've always been just a guy doing a job, you know, and it's that's rarer than you would think.
Now, Bob, how did you go from high school, I don't know, doing comedy in high school to being age 20 and being on Letterman?
You know, the weird thing about getting on Letterman was, this is truly how I was doing comedy in Boston. I called up NBC, asked for the Letterman show, swear to God. And then
You just called them up.
I called up the show and then said, I'm a comedian and I'd like to come on your show. How do I do it? And they go, we have auditions. And I would take the bus down and the train. And I kept auditioning. And I did it a whole bunch of times. And then they finally let me on. But it was weird. I was 20 years old. They didn't go, this guy's 20 years old. You know, they went, this is
weird.
They go, this is the weirdest comedian we've seen. That's my introduction. So,
That's funny. Like now your youth would have been the selling point. This guy.
Yeah. I would.
Which, speaking of Byron Allen, that kind of was. When we were, right? Like, when he's maybe a little older than us.
Yeah.
But when we were watching TV, they're like, wow, there's a guy on the Tonight Show that's like 18.
A child, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Maybe we can
can do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up, Vic probably too, but like, you were I couldn't believe your voice.
Yeah.
And like, I thought you were just
I was
stuck
like that.
I'm sure everyone did.
No,
because you never appeared not like that.
And I
right?
feted that. Yeah, it was much easier to hide behind that persona and just
tell me about it.
And just kind of just perpetuate it. And my early act was I would just go on stage and it was props and stuff. And Tommy was always much funnier when we first started. He although it was funny though.
And then that ended.
And then your stand up though, you would say stuff like you talk about your therapist and be like, you don't have a therapist.
Yeah, like Woody Allen was my comedy idol, 70s, So I wore glasses. I'm like, wow, maybe the guy with the glasses, the dorky guy with the glasses that gets the girl. I like that idea.
And you'd be talking in your stand-up, it's like, Kenny doesn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd be writing jokes about going to my psychiatrist and stuff. It's so funny.
Well, here's a question about the voice again. After you did a show, did you stay in character? Like when you're talking
No,
to
I
anyone
just
says good show?
I just usually hid. But but like that's how I actually met Robin was I would have like mascara on and it'd be all running, all this eye makeup.
Yeah, we have a great photo of you that Vic sent.
Yeah,
that was great.
And I'd be like in a leisure suit and stuff. And so I was at the Comedy Connection, and they go, and the owner's like, he's like, Robin Williams is coming. I don't want him to see you because I was all sweaty and weird. And he put me in the kitchen. And then Robin comes into the kitchen. It's just he and I. And he's like, so I go, hi. And he goes, what are you doing here? I go, they don't want me to meet you. And he's like, well, why didn't they want you to meet me? I go, I don't know. and that's basically the first time he and I met. But it's so, if you really want to know the origin, which I don't think I've ever said anywhere, I did a sketch, remember? And it was a guy who had seen Bigfoot. And I would come on, and I was all nervous. I was like, me and my brother, we know what we saw. It was no bear.
Yeah, we had a sketch group with a bunch of other people, like when we were still teenagers in Syracuse. And
called the Generic Comics.
And I was like the straight man, so tell us more about what you saw out there on the mountainside, Bob.
He wasn't no bear.
Yeah, and Bob was this traumatized guy that was always seeing paranormal things.
And then I just said, you know what, I'm going to try that guy doing stand-up because it was the last guy who should be doing stand-up. And so, thank you, it's nice to be here. And I'd be crying or reading a Dear John letter.
But funny that Bigfoot was part of that teenage comedy
really
routine.
weird.
And then you wound up making a Bigfoot
movie.
And now you're a Bigfootologist.
And I'm also, not to brag, I'm kind of a big deal in the Bigfoot community.
You're a Bigfoot deal.
I'm kind of a Bigfoot deal. Yes.
Kind of a Bigfoot podiatrist.
Yes, a Bigfoot podiatrist.
All right, well, let's crank through a few more Zoomers.
Well, you got a question, or was that it, Doug?
That was it. Do you stay in character when you're meeting?
No, I would.
You're hiding. Yeah.
I kind of just would hide. I remember at the Comedy Connection because I'd be wandering around outside, and at the time there was sex workers.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Is this Comedy Connection?
Yeah. And
back when it was the Combat Zone.
Yeah. And I'd be so naive. I'm walking around and I'm trying to memorize my act, and they go, hey, you want to party? I go, no, I got to do a show. Like I didn't know.
Oh, you thought they were like Indians?
I go, those ladies are so friendly out there. I was so stupid. They were like 18, 19.
You think you're gonna go someplace there's gonna be a cake with candles? Hey,
that's not a party.
You want to go to a birthday party with us?
Oh, one time I was in the Four Seasons, the Make-A-Wish kid. I'd like to meet a sex worker. So I'm at the Four Seasons in San Francisco. It's like 2 a.m. and this woman's looking at me and before we get on the elevator and she smiles and I'm going, oh, I'm getting recognized, and I smile back. And then she goes, what are you doing? I go, oh, I'm real tired. I'm going to go up to my room. She goes, do you want me to tuck you in? And so I regret. It was a sex worker. I regret that I didn't make
You
this
don't know
woman.
that.
I wish she would. How
much for a tuck?
I wish I had her
$10?
read me Goodnight Moon. You know, had her read me Goodnight Moon. Read it again. Give me some warm milk. She'd be like, "That guy's a freak. That guy's a freak."
She's like, "This is the toughest night on the job I've had in months."
That was the same hotel where
I'm gonna make a bold prediction that woman has probably done that kind of stuff somewhere.
Yeah, like-
that has come up before. Where
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
dresses like a baby and goes,
Yeah.
"Read to me." You know.
that was like I had met Elvis Costello. Tommy and I just went to see Elvis this year when we went back to Syracuse in the theater we saw him 40 years ago, and we got to meet him. It was crazy. But the first time I met Elvis, I couldn't talk, and I'm just like hamana, and I don't say shit. And he's like looking at me. It was just awkward, and he finally breaks the ice. He goes, "You have an album out. Your face is all elongated on the cover." And I go, "Elongated," and then he walks away. And so then, a week later, I'm in that hotel. The door opens. It's him and his wife, Diane Kroll. The door opens, and I look at Elvis, and I go, "Yes." And I walk off. It's not even my floor. I go, "Yes." Like, I don't know what I was answering the question. Yes.
Yes, like it is elongated. You're confirming the elongated.
It was very elongated. Yes.
Wow. So you were just verklempt, as they say.
So when we met him this time in
I
Syracuse,
just don't know where to begin.
we were like, he was so friendly. Like he gave me a hug. Like we were old BFFs, and his son was a big fan of yours. And
He's got a teenage son.
And then you were goofing around harmonizing, or was that with Nick Lowe?
That was Nick Lowe doing Everly Brothers. Nick Lowe was the opener. So yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, when we were kids, we saw this Nick Lowe, Elvis Costello double bill, Rockpile Elvis Costello in Syracuse, and then neither of those acts had ever played that theater again until maybe a year or two, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know when it was, but
no, it wasn't that long ago. We went.
Yeah, so we went back to Syracuse and saw it, and it was just kind of crazy, like see that, with this guy.
This beautiful old theater, and then both of us were worried that we weren't going to get good tickets. We ended up buying a bunch of tickets because we
bought out a block of tickets.
And then we gave them out to our like high school buddies.
Yeah,
it was great.
As my mother would have said, Diamond Jim Brady. Look at it, get a load of Diamond Jim Brady.
When I got it, everybody's got it, Alice.
He was like that when he didn't have a pot to piss in.
This one, Diamond Jim Brady.
Always picks up the tab for everyone when he doesn't have a pot to piss in.
So Tom's mom, you were taking care of her. I think it was before you. I just kind of vibed. She was up there, and I said, I want to go see.
You
Pick.
felt something.
And I flew home, and she wasn't in the hospital. And as I flew home, and then she did go to the hospital, and I called her up, and I go, "You didn't have to go to the hospital because you didn't want to see me." And she goes, "Well, it worked."
Yeah, you didn't have to go to the hospital to avoid seeing me. Well, it worked, didn't it? Yeah.
She was so funny. Both of us had really funny moms.
We had funny moms.
Yeah.
Our dads were funny, too.
My dad was more a performance artist, though. He would, climb on top of the refrigerator and open up a jar of mayonnaise, and he'd get and the whole neighborhood would be in there, and
he's like, "Drum roll, please."
Yeah,
you're a combination of your parents because
my mom was sarcastic and my dad was. Yeah, so my dad's gonna jump into an open jar of mayonnaise, and people would really think he was gonna do it, and he had like a crash helmet on and a cape, and he would really build it up. He would do it straight as a heart attack. He didn't do it goofy. And then he'd go, "Oh, is that Hellman's? Oh, it only works with..."
Only works with Miracle Whip. The Miracle only works with Miracle Whip.
Yeah. Every time it was always something like that. And I finally caught on.
When you opened for Nirvana, you'd be climbing up on stuff.
Well, no, I repelled...
you were lowered down.
I repelled a nude from the roof of the Oakland Coliseum during a Nirvana show. And recently I found the footage. Don't look at it. Well, now they're gonna. But like I thought...
nude, genitals and all?
Yeah, but I had my hat on. It's like, hey, I don't want people to see my balding pate. My vanity.
I'm totally naked.
I don't care if they see my penis and my love handles, but hey, I don't want them to see that I'm bald. So I wore a hat and I had the Enudo wings in. But I just saw the footage recently, and I thought it was going to be funny. I was going to put it in something, And in my head, it was cold and it wasn't flattering when I was down there nude on stage. But the harness really accentuated, and I was watching it with my ex, and all of a sudden I hit the stage, and my cock is flopping around, and we didn't laugh. We went, "Oh no, oh no!" Wow. It's really not cool.
Well, that's good. You want that to be flopping around.
Wow.
Oh,
yes,
but it
you don't want it to be shrinking.
So once you saw that, you were like, never mind. Good night, everybody. We'll be right back. Smells like, not Teen Spirit.
Smells like Bobcat's ballbag. A lesser known Nirvana album.
Did you get in trouble?
Smells like a Heinz hot dog.
Did you get in any trouble for being full frontal? You know,
No,
sort of like
I should have. I don't
the Doors
think
did.
In
Has the
hindsight,
statute of limitations run?
Yeah.
Could you still be arrested? Like,
well,
right here?
Statutory
in
rape.
hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done it because now I'm looking back and I realize that
Hindsight, I like what you did there.
There was
Front side and hindsight.
In hindsight, and I just feel that there was minors there. That probably wasn't a good idea, but there was an interview recently where Chris and Dave were getting interviewed on Conan, and Dave goes, "So we became famous, and we were like, okay, if you like us, we're gonna make you sit through the Butthole Surfers and Bobcat Goldthwait, and that's basically why I was on the tour." It wasn't to punish the audience, though. It was kind of like, Kurt really liked my stand-up. And
I love that you get to open for tens of thousands of people for Nirvana, and I'm opening for Falling Down Tiny Tim at a bar in Deep Ellum, Texas.
But didn't you open for Jerry Lee Lewis?
I did, as a stand-up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did open for Jerry Lee back when I was a stand-up.
Did Jerry watch your set?
He did watch my set. I didn't think he would, but you have certain things in your life that you wish there were cell phones back then because you would have had him record it for your ring tone.
Yeah.
Was when I came off, I'm like, he's not going to watch. I opened 2 shows for him at the Circle Star Theater in San Carlos, and since burned down. Accident, you know what I mean?
Great balls of fire.
Yeah, fire. Yeah, it just kind of caught on fire.
The stage got so hot.
Yeah, So the thing I wish I had for my ringtone was, I go, he's not gonna watch. He's not gonna watch the dumb comedian, that goes on. And I came off stage, and there he was standing there, and he goes, "You a funny man, son. You a funny man, son."
That's awesome.
And I go, "Wow." And I go,
That's really awesome.
And I go, "Oh, thanks." And I go, "Did he really watch it?" And they go, "I like that bit you did about Richard, Little Richard."
Oh, really?
I love that bit you did about Little Richard.
Yeah, when someone said Strawberry Beret, that reminded me of that bit. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Pleasure to have you found.
And then I'm trying to think backstage. I said, he was singing and he was kind of feeling good, and I said, "Jerry, I said, you're such a great singer. Even without your piano, you'd be a great singer. You're one of the great country singers, I think. So even if you never touched the piano." And I said, "Who are your favorite singers? Who are your favorite singers?" And he said, "Well, son, there've only been but 3 great singers: Jimmy Rogers, Bing Crosby, and me." And then he did an amazing Bing Crosby impression.
Wow.
That was freaking great. Because all those guys that grew up in the 30s, Bing Crosby was cool.
Yeah.
He was
threatening to
he was
parents.
hit, yeah.
He was threatening. This guy was,
Yeah, we grew up when
so
he was
softly.
represented the mainstream.
Yeah.
But he was kind of when he was like a
But
hot cha-cha
I think it's
guy.
funny. It's like, the people that make us tongue-tied was, for him, Jerry Lee Lewis, these people, Elvis Costello, these are the people. But meanwhile, like, when we went to see Bowie and he was doing that Glass Spider tour, he invited me. It's a weird story. He called up, whatever. So we go, and Tommy and I are backstage, and that tour had props and dancers, and it was
like a Broadway show.
It was ridiculous. And he goes, so he's like, "What you think?" And I go, "Well, I thought it was like Pippin, and Tom thought it was like Guys and Dolls." And Bowie's looking at us like, "What?" Like he's trying to remember what this feeling is. Oh, people are making fun of me to my face. Like
You're throwing shade at Bowie, but meanwhile, Elvis Costello.
And then
absolutely tongue-tied.
Once he realized that we were making fun of him, that I thought it was a Broadway show, he actually threw his head back and started laughing.
Yeah.
And then he'd be.
It kind of was. It wasn't rock and roll. You know what I mean? It was like Cirque du Soleil or something.
What's funny?
You're like, this ain't rock and roll.
I talked to our friend Tom Kenny. and he did the lights, and he said that David was miserable during that. So that kind of makes sense. So then David would end up over at the house playing in the rumpus room and stuff.
Huh.
So I guess the burying the lead there is that there's a really famous rock concert lighting designer named Tom Kenny.
Yeah.
Who did the Who, U2.
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So
So he I guess he grew up with U2 and did their lights in high school.
Yeah, he was a
basically.
kid.
Yeah. And so,
but the funny thing is, I met the other Tom Kenny at award shows, like at the Kids' Choice Awards. So he'll do like awards show lighting, and then I'll be the announcer. You know, this is Jack Black's 14th Kids' Choice Award. You know, like that. And so, you know, heard but not seen. And then so he comes back and he goes, he's Irish, you know. He says, "Are you Tom Kenny?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Me too. I've been wanting to meet you." And then he said, "You'd be amazed at how many people say, you know, how do you doing all this lighting for these shows and these concerts? How do you have time to do the cartoon voices too?" I said, "You fucking idiot! What are you, a fucking idiot? That's the different guy. They think it's the same guy. These morons." So anyway,
so Tom Kenny's become our buddy, which was funny because I'm going to be living here and in Ireland currently.
Oh, that's right. You're moving to Ireland.
And well, half and half, and yeah, so
much like Jerry Lee did. Dual citizenship.
And they and yeah, so it's not far from where Tom Kenny. It was really funny. I was talking to him. He's like, "Oh, go to Finnegan's and say hi to the bartender." And I just took a picture of me in Finnegan's. I was actually there at the time. Yeah.
Ironically, I have only met one person named Bobcat Goldthwait. I know that's hard to believe.
Another question about Jerry Lee Lewis. Like, how long ago was that?
Let's see, son. That had to be like maybe late. I'm really bad with time.
I'm ready to go out and do it.
I would have to say like 80. I would have to say somewhere between like 88 and 91.
And was he playing with his foot?
Oh yeah, he did all that.
He was doing the whole shtick.
He still had everything, and he had a great band. You know, it was fantastic. I was gonna say it was killer, but yeah.
Favorite band?
Yeah, he was great.
This is great. Balls of fire.
Okay, well,
you a funny man, huh?
We could wrap it up soon, but maybe we should just do a couple speed zoomers or something.
Speed zoomers.
All right, real quick, because it is time.
Well, thanks for Tim. Thanks for having me. You guys, it's been great. We've had a lot of fun.
And Tim, thanks for helping me learn a little bit more about Italian kings. I gained valuable college credits. By showing up here and being disappointed by your absence.
Well, now we're going to find out if he actually listens to this and watches it. All right, so let's speed zoom. Who's the zoom?
All right, they got to be super quick, guys. I will give you a heads up. Most of the questions are like, "You did that thing years ago.
Remember when?
Tell me about.
Remember when?
I'm 46.
Remember, I'm 52. I think it when they're my age. I'm 62. I grew up with
Dude, I had people older than me telling me that they grew up with SpongeBob. Like, some guy with a walker. I grew up with your voice. You were my childhood. You what? No.
He's a late bloomer.
Yeah.
So let's
really helped me through some tough times when I was little.
I used to see you
like,
in W.C. Fields all the time. I used to see you in W.C. Fields.
All right, Pristash.
Did you do the cigar boxes?
Wait, Pristash?
You know Pristash?
Yeah. I know a Pristash.
Hi, Bobcat.
Oh, hey,
there he
Kevin.
is.
How are you?
Hey,
I got a quick... Look, I got to ask Bobcat a question. I've been meaning to ask you this for a long time.
So I can just leave.
I work with some performing arts folks, you know, over the years, like, you know, that work in troops at like Renaissance fairs and stuff. And like one time I said, like, you know, well, this is a long time ago, but one time I was like, oh, Bobcat Goldthwait made this, you know, great movie about clowns called Shakes the Clown. And man, the room just turned ice cold. Okay, because people, they were like, "We hate Bobcat Goldthwait," you know, because.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, what kind of call?
I'm wondering if you ever got any pushback about that, because really, honestly, these people were upset about like the portrayal of clowns.
These are people who dabbled in clowning.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you were a professional insult to their profession.
But the funny thing is, I was trying to make fun of stand-ups. That's what the movie's about. But, clowns.
It was symbolic.
I have a lot of clown friends, Puddles. A lot of clowns do like the movie, but initially they really hated it. They were really gunning for it. There was Steve Smith. He ran the clown college in Florida.
He was the dean.
Dean of the clown, and he was like, he was talking.
Dino the clown.
He was talking a lot of smack. I think clowns have come to half of them like it, and the other half don't like it. But what do they got to hide? Are they?
Well, a lot.
Are they alcoholic?
Kevin, I think the takeaway from that is Bobcat, don't go to any Renaissance fairs.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
You'll have to eat your giant turkey legs at home.
Thanks, Pristash.
Thanks, Pristash.
Bye, Kev.
All right, maybe one or two more quick.
We have 3
ones,
mustaches.
yeah?
And we have 3 mustache and 1 Pristash.
Yeah, we know Kevin. Yeah.
Oh,
we went to high school together, and we'd do songs and stuff together when we were.
Another
in
guy
high
with a
school.
hit mom who had a hit mom.
Yeah. And, okay, is there?
Hey, you want another mustachioed man?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Bye, Kev.
It's either a pristache or a mustache.
Ryan Bennell.
Hello.
Wow.
Hi. Wow.
He's our number
Wow.
one
I love Bad Leroy Brown. Mr. Croce, you're amazing.
Thank you. My question is for Bobcat. I know a while back you were working on an adaptation of Schoolboys in Disgrace, the Kinks album.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if
I haven't
you have any stories about working with Ray Davies.
I haven't given up, and I will make that someday. I love Ray. Wait,
Will you allow yourself to tell the one about the newspaper in the park?
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll tell this story.
This is a great one.
So
you'll love it, Mr. Bono.
It was like the last time I was in London. I reach out to Ray and I go, "Hey Ray, this is a spontaneous trip, but if you got time this week, I'd love to see you. I'm going to be in London." He goes, "Oh, I'm so slammed. I'm slammed with work, and I'm really sorry." And I go, "No worries. Don't sweat it. No problem." He's like, and then I get another email. He goes, "Well, maybe I could squeeze you in Saturday, but I feel so bad." I go, "Ray, I didn't even know I was coming. I'm just throwing this on you. No problem." And then I walk out my door. I walk 2-3 minutes into this park, and there's Ray reading a newspaper
on a park bench,
and he throws it up in the air.
Yeah,
busted.
And he looks at my partner at the time, and he goes, "Is that a new one?" Yes, it was.
I love that.
And he said, "You really got me."
Yeah. Well, I was like, yeah, it was Noel Fielding and then Ray. And then Ray says about me, he goes, "How do you know this crazy person?" And I was like, "Oh my God."
Hot meat kettle.
And then we walked up to Terry Gilliam's house, because this was in Highgate, and we knock on the door, and there's and I sent him a text. I go, "Terry, I'm outside with Noel Fielding and Ray Davis of the Kinks. Where are you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm filming Man of La Mancha." I go, "Look, if you don't want to see us, you don't have to lie, because everybody knows you're never going to make that fucking movie." But he actually was. That was a very name-droppy story. That might be my personal best.
But I just love that. "I'd love to see you, but I'm so busy. I can't. I don't have a minute to call my own." He's like, "Just kick it back, feed the birds, stop in the bag."
Yeah, I like how he joined you. He's like trying to, hide from you, but then he joins you to go to Terry.
Yeah, he has to go.
No, I don't know if that. Yeah, that was the same week. Yeah.
I mean, did it happen like we?
No, it wasn't immediately. Then
okay.
Later that week, we all got together.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That was a mashup.
I thought he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna hang out with you guys now. Where should we go?"
But I love Ray. He's so fascinating. We were talking about Schoolboys, and I go, this character, the mentor character, really needs a song. It's not really in the album. And I go, "Could you write a song?" And he goes, "I really don't like writing music." I go, "You wrote 40. I go, "You wrote 41 albums." And he goes, "I didn't enjoy it." And then he said something really sweet. He goes, "The next time, why don't we just write it together?"
Whoa.
And then I went into the bathroom and cried. I sobbed. I was like, "Oh my God, Ray." Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's take.
There you go. See, I led right into a really great Ray Davies story.
That was great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
now, all I ask of you in return is that you dress up like Super Mario and run around. Hey, Luigi, huh? Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, one more.
One more
or
from the hotline. And
Make it
well,
good.
We're gonna go to
Wow,
the
which is
hothead hotline. which
Can
is
we just call this episode Mustache Mockery?
Yes.
Well, which sounds like a Three Stooges title. Mustache Mockery.
Mustache rides. Here we go. Who's
Michael
next?
on the hotline.
50 cents.
Are you there, Michael?
Who's here?
Hey,
Hi
Michael.
there, fellas. How's it going?
This will be
Michael.
audio only.
So I missed most of the show.
Yeah, you
I
didn't
hope
miss
I'm
anything.
Not covering.
Do you want us to do it again? Do you want us to do it again?
I just
We can
wanted
do
to
it.
ask you guys the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I got
Yeah,
2
from the
hours.
beginning,
I'm on a
from the
lunch
beginning.
break, so I can.
All right, I got married. I got duck eggs.
What's happening?
Well, I just wanted to ask the both of you. I, for years, have heard from my family that my great aunt, who is a mean nun, was your high school principal in Syracuse, and I was wondering if you had any awful stories to tell about my mean nun aunt.
Do you know her name? What was her name?
Sister Nancy Gregg, if that rings a bell.
Sister Nancy Gray?
I mean, I'm sure they
Greg.
all looked the same and they were all mean. So,
Sister Macy Gray. Wow, I think that
Greg,
sounds like it. That sounds like it.
That sounds legit.
That sounds like it could be plausible. There was a lot of regime change. You know, it was
Yeah.
like a banana republic in those Catholic schools.
Yeah.
Nuns would get assassinated and knocked off. But
we had a priest that was the ran it that your relative would have filled in for, that ran off with a lay teacher, right? We had a priest and a lay teacher.
Secretary.
Oh, that was it.
Yes, she was the secretary in the office. But it's
lay
funny.
teacher was the name for people that weren't a priest or a nun.
I was almost late
because they could get laid. There's no on and off switch.
Hello?
There's no on and off switch.
No, I
I
was almost late getting here today, so I didn't have time to grab the. I'm cleaning out my storage space, and one thing I found that my wife found in our storage space was a letter from a nun to my parents that I was going to read on the air, but maybe
What did it say?
And I've been looking at it a lot lately. Your son Thomas is sly. He's always looking for a chance to do a trick. He cuts up with his foolishness. Give him an extra hour's work every night. I can give it to him.
Whoa.
And then there's a space where your parent is supposed to sign the note and you're supposed to give it back. And there is the worst forgery of my dad's signature by me that I've ever done. It so looks like a little kid trying to forge an adult's signature. And then that's on it. And then above it, and then I got busted. So above it is my dad's real signature above my crappy approximation of his signature. I should have brought it. I'll show it to you. Anyway.
My mother would always had our side, like a nun would say,
Yeah.
but my mom didn't know their
Not
real.
my parents.
My mom didn't know their real names, my brother Tommy was the king of giving out nicknames. So she would go in, she'd go, Sister Bucky, I need to talk to you. And she'd go, "That's two nuns."
Yeah, the sister with an overbite. The nut with an overbite was Sister Bucky.
And there was Sister Gomer.
Sister Gomer, because she kind of looked
Pyle.
like Jim Neighbors with a nun's habit on.
Were these nuns violent? Because you always.
Not
I
so
was threatened to
bad.
go.
I never. I gotta say, I
They
never.
didn't beat
Well, I
Cruel.
never really
Some were
encountered
sweet,
that.
but some were cruel.
Some,
There was
yeah.
a really old nun that
None were super physically.
ruler to the
No,
knuckles.
no.
I did see that.
But we had one nun that was. I come in the 8th grade class with a note. I'm in 7th grade and my fly's down. I don't know it. And she goes, "What are you, so fat you can't zip up your pants?" I can't remember that nun's name. But then I threw an airplane at her with she had her back to the, and then she turns and she had this big fat forehead being scrunched down, and it stuck in the fat for a second and it just hung there. And she does like the best take. She doesn't knock it down. She just stands there and then it goes.
And you're like, "What is your forehead so fat that it traps paper airplanes?"
Well, that's the show. Thanks again for all the Zoomers and everybody who listened and watched.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
A big thanks for Tom Kenny.
Thank
Tom
you,
is
Tomcat
you.
and Tomcat.
I hope we weren't too boring.
one of the busiest men in show business, so I really appreciate you coming and,
I
and
thank
doing
you.
this.
Love this guy.
This
Would
was
take a
not
bullet for
boring
him.
episode. This was one
Very
of the top
exciting.
episodes of all time.
Oh wow!
Woo!
Word number 2. Word number 2.
be number
He
one.
said number 2.
See you next week.
When I needed me,